Alright, I think the stream should be up and good. Let's go with this. Alright. Hello one and all to those who are watching probably an archive of this, as I know there are no viewers there are no current viewers as of this moment other than me. But if you're watching the archive, welcome to me learning how to play a bowgun. I'm gonna be just doing some solo play this time. No Ted or Jeff at this point. I'm just gonna do some solo Monster Hunter and see if I can learn how to use this weapon, because I'll be honest, this is one of those goals that I have set to, and I want to see how far I can get with it before the new game comes out. So, if you're here watching this, welcome to me going to be screwing around and messing with Monster Hunter. I'm probably not going to do well, but it'll be fun to see how it goes. Anyways, let's see. Okay, high recoil on that. I can't really get that low unless I use a lot of recoil suppressors, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that, but I can get a faster reload with that in just one, so reload is probably better. I'll be honest, I really want to upgrade the bone shooter so I can just have Wyvern snipe. So much better of a thing with the modicums of experience I have with a bowgun. I know I just like that a lot more. Let's see. Oven roast, I'm going to just give her some of the food so I can start doing that. It's such a lovely little thing that helps you out. And I'm going to be paying with Zenny in this moment, as I'm going to... Honestly, I should just start creating it. Let's see, what do we have? Artillery is probably what I'm gonna go for. Normal shots, my goal would probably be going for the Bombardier, because honestly, sticky ammo is pretty nice in this. If not that, I'm just going to, you know what, I don't need anything in particular. I need to get more food stuff unlocked. The way I can do that is checking if there's an upsurge and stuff in the forest. Gathering points, nope. Al, if you want to join up, just join. I'm going to be hunting solo if that's alright, but I wouldn't mind you joining me and playing with me if that's alright. Just talking instead of playing. If you do want to play, maybe. I'm mostly just focused on doing solo stuff, though. Let's see. I'll do that, send that to you, so if you want to join. Alright. Howdy, howdy.
Hello, I'm not going to be playing Monster Hunter because I'm doing my own thing with EDF.
Alright, cool. I'm going to be just playing Monster Hunter. My goal is just to progress the story, because, in all honesty, one of my goals is to legitimately just see if I can get through this with bowgun all the way up till the very end.
Yeah,
And
I getcha.
So yeah, I'm just doing that, and I just wanted to do a late night stream out of the blue, because I need to make
Yeah,
some
I got the
progress in this game.
notification on my I got the notification on my phone while I was talking with one of my friends.
Well, hopefully you didn't leave them hanging.
Now, one of them had to get off anyway. She has to get up at 6.
Ah, well, hopefully they'll be able to get good rest.
Yeah, so. But yeah,
Alright.
no, I'm just trying to do the first mission of Mission Pack 2 on my own.
That sounds like it'll be hell and a half.
Oh yeah, I don't know how many times I've failed.
I mean, well, I'm just double checking all
Also,
this.
hello everyone. My name is Ed Studios, but right now I'm just Ted Hodel.
Yeah, and even then,
Or
it's
Theodore Hodel.
or whatever you want to go. Yeah, and you can call, and I call him Teddy at times for fun.
Yeah, he's one of the only people that I'm okay with him calling me Teddy.
Yeah. So any
The only reason I
particular?
don't is because in the past people would just call me Teddy Bear, and I fucking hate that. Don't you
I
dare,
mean, I
dude.
will jokingly say that, but that's only when I'm flirting with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deny I flirt with my friends. Look, some homo, not no homo. I already know I swing a little both ways. That or
Yes.
I'm just really weird ace. I am questioning. Welcome to my own little question of am I aromantic or asexual? I'm not sure. I'm still figuring myself out, and it's annoying. If I am ace, all right, cool. But that was part of like that little rant I had in the middle of the night. If you saw that.
I did not.
Oh, and edgy.
Oh, that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I wasn't really paying attention because, I mean, your version of middle of the night is basically 3 in the morning, and that'd be 6 in the morning for me.
yeah. I'm gonna actually just wear this outfit. I don't. I think actually no. I have my idea. I'm going to have the helmet. I'm going to have that for the arms, and I'm going to have that for. I want the pants to not be. Yeah, I like those pants though. I like the helmet and the pants. I look stupid, but I like this stupid.
So it's funny that you're playing Monster Hunter because earlier today I was watching a Watch Mojo video. Yes, we all know that Watch Mojo isn't that good of a channel, but I watch it
It's
for
good
background
junk
noise.
food content. That's how I see it.
And they talked about like I think it was like the top 20 or something like that worst video game movies, and one of them was the Monster Hunter movie.
I will say this: that movie, like, this is welcome to things with Jake. I saw that shit with Zach, and it was it was one of those words, just like, how do I describe it?
It's not if you're a okay. The way I described it in the video in our call later that day is if you're a Monster Hunter fan, you're not going to like it. If you know nothing about the game franchise, you might get a kick out of it.
No, I had a specific issue with it in a very specific way, and I think I'm starting to remember what it was. And here's what I think it was just me and Zach because me and Zach had went through all of Monster Hunter World together, and that was the game does everything in its no, the movie does everything in its power to mess up things that would have been cool and called back to the game. That's how I describe that movie. It does everything in its power to get so close to something that would be like, oh, that would be really cool. Oh, that would be like a nice way to reference the actual game itself. And then they don't. Like, okay, here's the thing I genuinely was like, oh, that'd be cool. So, first things first. I'm going to get into a Monster Hunter movie rant. I am sorry, Ted. You are going to have to stick with me.
I brought this on myself.
So, the movie brings up things that are actually like, okay, I will say this. Apparently, they did have the people who worked on the games view the movie, and they actually did stuff that I like. They pointed out how the monsters work physically, and were like, "This, why does the Diablos not have shovel claws? Because the Diablos's body is shaped for burrowing more than anything." And
Yeah,
like, fun fact, old Rathalos actually used to have a bad design for like what a flying predator would use to catch stuff. If you look at the older games, you look at the feet of a Rathalos, it's most poignant there.
right.
But then they redesigned it. They do stuff correctly with how some of the biology of the monsters works. Oh no, I kicked a Paratoad when I shouldn't have. Like you get to see how a Nursilla actually has that sleep venom and stuff like that, and that's neat. But the thing I will say is like, oh, when this is like one of those like core memories when me and Zach were watching that movie. It's just, oh, they were like, oh, we'll get this venom so that they can get to their truck, the truck that or the Humvee that was destroyed by the Diablos.
Yeah.
And me and Zach were immediately thinking like, oh, are they going, and they're like prepping barrels. And if you're a Monster Hunter fan, barrels and sleep equals one thing for sure. You know what that is?
What?
There is a technique called sleep bombing. Hi, Kuliku. Basically, you get yourself a basically you put a monster to sleep. The first attack on a monster when it sleeps does double damage.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I remember because a few years ago, before we started redoing a lot of our old streams, like the Monster Hunter stream,
yeah, which this
that is
is a
something that
continuation
you
of
and
that stream, by the way.
yeah, but we've had to redo things because we lost access to a lot of our save files.
Yeah, and I decided to start a completely new one because why the hell not?
But I
But
remember that's something that you and Zach would do.
yeah, that's just one of those things that is a strategy that is legitimately a good strategy. And it's like, oh, they're preparing barrels. They're preparing the Nursilla poison to put it to sleep. Sleep bombing. And then they didn't. They instead used the barrels as a distraction by okay, I'll say this. Like, fun fact with certain monsters, you can use certain things to basically grab their attention. This is with Nibble Snarf, though, not a Diablos. Which is like, welcome to, I'm a fucking nerd for this series. So, of course, I'm going to have that level of just like, actually to it. But, like, you use
No,
that strategy more with a Nibble Snarf than a Diablos.
Get it right. It's actually.
Actually.
You gotta do it right. If you're gonna do something, do it right.
It's going to be a Nibble Snarf that you'd use it on because a Nibble Snarf's eyes are not built for most things and relies on seismic sensing for almost all of its things, including sound, and the sonic bombs would produce the sound that a Nibble Snarf is attracted to. Actually. But the fact I can go on in that level of actual detail about a Nibble Snarf, I think settles the point I was making anyways.
Yeah, no, like that's basically how I am with something like Commoner or any Toku. Like
Yeah,
you've seen that firsthand.
Yeah. I mean, hell, we're both neurodivergent people. I mean, I'm not confirmed, but you are, and by peer review, I'll say all answers points to probably yes.
The thing is, you asked me one time if I saw you as neurodivergent, and I'm like 105%.
Like, oh, I know I'm neurodivergent. I was speaking. Do you see me as someone on the spectrum?
And I said
that's
100%.
what my question was. And the fact I'm getting pedantic, I think, is a yes in another way.
Yeah.
I'm literally just standing in front of this Kulu, just unloading shotgun shells into its face. I kind of feel bad. I'm not going to stop, but I kind of feel bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, you feel bad, but not bad enough to stop.
Yeah, I mean, I have no clue. Like, I'm trying to learn this weapon, and it's one of those, I'm pretty sure there's a better way I could be doing this hunt, but for now, I'm just going to keep doing it. Alright, he's going to retreat.
Like, the thing is, I'm going to say this. I think the Monster Hunter movie is bad.
Yeah.
But there are some things that I think it did really well, like the costume design.
I will say I do enjoy the Hunter's actual look of using the basic Hunter armor. I will say this, though, and this is like the welcome to Jake. I'm going to go pedantic once again. If they kept... That movie was in production since the 4th generation. The ship and everything...
Are you serious?
Yes.
Why did it take so long?
I don't know, but anyways...
Like, what generation is World?
5th.
Okay, so...
But, okay, one moment. Let me look up when... Alright, one moment. I'm gonna pause this. So, Monster Hunter 4, the generation that came out before World, 4th generation, was released in 2013.
Yeah, and the movie came out in what? 2019, 2020?
Monster Hunter movie. Please autocorrect everything for me. And that came out in 2020.
Yeah, so that movie has been in development for 7 years.
Now, if you know anything about Monster Hunter, okay, I will say this. Ron Perlman as the commander ain't a bad choice, but he was not supposed to be the commander. I'm gonna say what he should have been, and I will be 100. And if I'm going to be 100% honest, he should have been. And look up if you want to look this up on your own, Ted. Look up the Monster Hunter Caravaneer.
Okay. You think this character should have
Is what
played?
Ron Perlman was originally going to play. Look at that character and tell me Ron Perlman would not have looked so fucking sexy in that outfit. Welcome to Yes, I am bisexual, people. I'm not hiding it.
What's the character's name?
Caravaneer. Basically, car A van EER.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I could see Ron. I could definitely see Ron Perlman fitting for this, but I will say he did a good. I think he did a good job as the commander.
Yeah, no, as the admiral, he is
Admiral,
he
thank
is
you.
a good admiral, but like he was supposed to be the Caravaneer. It's one of those where I would
And that's
legitimately.
been confirmed.
I don't know. I don't. It's not been confirmed, but just look at it and know that that movie was scripted and like the script was made before World came out.
Yeah, thinking about it now,
He's not
I think a
commissioned.
lot.
I don't think they were supposed to be the commission. I don't think that they're supposed to be the Fifth Fleet or anything. I thought they were supposed to be the caravan of four.
Yeah, thinking about it now, it definitely seemed like they rewrote the script in post, and
Like
they brought in aspects of world. And the thing is, you're talking to someone whose first Monster Hunter game was Monster Hunter World, and that was because Jake and Zach.
Hi, I'm Jake.
Yes, and Zach is our late friend.
Yeah, as you can see on the channel with the video we have posted a few years ago.
Yeah, from Jeff.
Yeah.
That I think it was after the Dark Souls 3 streams, actually.
Yeah.
Or sometime after either Dark Souls 3 or Bloodborne.
Yeah, it's a bit of time basically after our Soulsborne running.
Yeah. And the thing is, I know next to nothing about Monster Hunter. You guys could, Jake can account for that.
Yeah, but I'm also, and I'm the, okay, Zach is the thing is Zach is the Bloodborne nerd, and I was, the Monster Hunter nerd. We're both, as I joke, we're two different hunters.
And with me, I'm kind of like the Persona nerd. I played Persona 5 several freaking times.
Hell, I'll be honest, you and Zach, Zach is an insane person who went for the platinum of that game.
Yeah, no, I wanted to actually platinum Persona 5 Royal.
Look, I will say this: Zach still has an accomplishment over me that I have not yet finished yet. That I want to. You know what that is?
Huh?
Guess who platinum Monster Hunter World?
He did.
I didn't, but he did, and it's one of those. One of these days, I'm going to. I think my honest thought is. My goal is in February to do everything except one particular achievement, and then do that achievement and platinum world, so I can also stand alongside him in a person who has air quote completed Monster Hunter.
Oh, well. The thing is, one thing I'm a nerd about is superhero games. All my life, I played nothing but superhero games. I played Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Spider-Man, Shattered Dimensions, Edge of Time. Hell, I have platinumed Marvel Spider-Man 1 and 2. I'm getting around to Miles Morales. It's just one of the things that I need to do is kind of bullshit. And it's, I did a combo of 100.
Ah, so you need to punch a lot of people in a row.
Yes. But the thing is, another thing I'm a nerd about is Persona 5. One thing I'm gonna try and stream if I can, depending on how Alice works, is stream Persona 3 Reload. Yeah, I got that a few months ago. I have yet to play it, so what I'm going to do is attempt a blind run through of the game, since I know the bare minimum.
The bare minimum? Why do you know about bears and minimums?
Because
I
my
thought you were
first
straight. Why do you know about bears?
because my first stage show was was the Jungle Book.
Ah, so you know the bare necessities.
Yes, but they're still bears.
And meanwhile, I'm just thinking of something that I'll be honest is a really good joke in Always Sunny.
Huh.
Uh, the gang apparently knowing gay culture. I'm not a fan of It's Always Sunny, but they do have some good jokes that I do know of. Anyways, Commander, hi.
But yeah, no, like that is something that Jake has seen how many hours I have put into Persona 5 Royal.
One moment here. For those that are watching the stream, I'm literally just going to see if I can pull up Ted's actual fucking information real quick on that.
Like I'm going to say this, I haven't played it in a while, like a couple of years. It
Alright, you wanna know how many hours you've played of Persona 5 Royal? According to this, so I am looking at your game. I'm looking at your fucking profile. You have a platinum in it. Congratulations. It is, yeah, and Royal. Yeah, you have 2,686 hours played. For Persona 5 Strikers, you've played 379 hours. It's a beat 'em up. It's a Yeah, and okay, and Persona 5 regular. You have 395 hours.
was meant to come out.
Yeah, so
I
like
got that to prepare myself.
you beat that, and then congratulations, you definitely platinumed at least. Blaine, please remember the name of it,
Royal.
Royal. Thank you. You've definitely platinum Royal though.
Yeah, no,
If
I was thinking.
if you hadn't platinum Royal, I'd question how. To be honest.
Yeah, with the amount of hours I put into that game.
Yeah, it's just one of those. If you didn't, I'll be honest, the answer would have been how.
Yeah, no, like
It would be genuinely impressive for you to if you didn't platinum it. Like it'd be impressive in that regard of like you spent that much time playing and you still haven't. How?
how? Yeah,
I mean, okay, one moment. How? Like I'm one to talk. One moment while I look up something else. Okay, sorry for the stream. This is like the worst visual for the stream ever, isn't it? But anyways, while the stream goes off with no broadcast again, here, let me look up and tell you how many hours of Monster Hunter I've played according to this. Take a guess, Ted. Take a guess. No. 919 hours, though. Yep. But here's the thing, though. That is not including the time I have put onto it on PC, which is another. Like I've put at least 1,000 hours into World minimum. Like I'm not gonna hide the fact I am an absolute Monster Hunter freak. This is one of my favorite games series of all time, and I think part of the reason why I love Monster Hunter, I think I've mentioned this before. Do you know what it is, Ted?
what?
The summer when the summer after one of the worst years of of schooling ever, like the first year of middle school, I got a small game on the Wii U. I had it on the 3DS beforehand, but then I decided to buy it on the Wii U. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. And guess what I did?
You 100% completed it?
No, I spent an entire summer playing online with random people who taught me how to play that game, and were patient with me and kind with me the entire time. And I thank them because they were like, this was like so many random people. They were people who were in G rank. They were people in high rank. This is like, if you ever hear me talk about Monster Hunter, most people will say like master rank. No, I always say G rank because I became a G rank hunter due to them. I learned how to play that game because of them. They taught me. They were the kindest people ever, and they taught me what it is to be like, to be a hunter. They were so nice. They were the greatest people. They were patient with me. They taught me how to fight, they taught me how to play, and they taught me how to hunt. And it was just all of them trying to get me in. Like, they told me about websites. They told me about they told me like, here's some of the best things for your weapon. Here's what elemental damage is and why you want to use it for your stuff in this game. And it was just one of those genuinely like kindest people I met online who were doing nothing but helping me play that game, and I am thankful for all of them being so kind and so nice.
That's actually sweet.
It's why I love Monster Hunter and why I will continue to like, I will always, whenever I'm playing or like seeing someone new anytime they're playing it, like, I've met people and I've taught them about certain things in this game randomly, and I full on just anytime I play this game, I don't like talking in games. I don't like using voice chat. I pull out a keyboard that I've had, and I have like this shitty old keyboard that is the keyboard I used to type into my Wii U with Monster Hunter World, like Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate,
Yeah.
that I used, that I still use to this day, and I have typed out how, like, I have informed people of how to play this game multiple times. Where it's like I meet people who are like, "Hey, I noticed you're doing low on HP, and we have a couple of feints. Can I capture this monster? Like, what's capturing?" I'm like, "Okay, here's the entire thing about capturing. Capturing a monster is like." You don't get to carve it, but you get different rewards, but if you use this and this, if you use a trap and a trank bomb on a monster that is near death, like if it starts limping, you can then use those trank bombs and the trank bombs and that to put a monster to sleep. And if you put a monster to sleep and you put in a trap, you can capture it. It's a way where, yes, you might not get as many carve rewards, but it's a safer option overall.
Right. Because I remember that's something that you were telling me and Jeff when we first started playing Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, and it's a joke that occurred with me and Zach is he I would capture absolutely everything in an area, and he always wanted to kill. However, I unless we're part farming for a specific part, which capturing does give you different awards based off like different percentages. So like if you're trying to get a certain thing, sometimes capturing it is actually a bad idea because you cannot get that part from the capture rewards, but you can get from the carve rewards. So it's sometimes better to just kill instead of capture. But unless we're farming for those specific parts, I always captured every monster, much to his annoyance, because he always and it would led to a basically competition of him trying to kill a monster before I could trap it and kill it. That it's like he tries to kill it, I cap it. He tries to kill it every time, and I just kept capturing every single monster. Because he wants blood for the blood. He wanted to spill blood. I wanted to capture everything because it's just funnier that way.
Blood for the Blood God.
Skulls for the skull tone. Milk for the cornflakes. Bye, Kulu. Bye, Kulu. Anyways, I need to. Oh yeah, I'm done with what I need to. I need to return for this expedition. I need to do that quest. Actually, I should have started up that quest from that location. Oh well, Pine Sites 2020.
That's 2025.
Yeah. Anyways, on to the next goal for me in this, and that is going to be I'm going to be doing the gathering of mushrooms. Mushroom
You're gathering some
dance.
shrooms.
Mushroom dance. Whatever could it mean? It means you lived a life of sin.
Also, I'm currently fighting Godzilla in the game.
Ah, yeah, punch him in the face.
I would, but I don't have a mech.
Ah, I will say, if there's one thing that I enjoy some of the, if there's a person whose content I enjoy every once in a while, it's the Russian Badger, and I will say,
Yes!
his,
Yes! His EDF 4.1 video.
yeah, because it's just, like, it is one of those, like, the rule of God is incoming. What's the blast radius stuff? Everything dies.
What's the blast radius of their weapon? Yes.
And you get to see it, and it's one of those, he wasn't lying.
Yeah, I was telling Jeff about that video a few weeks ago.
It's a
Like
genuinely good
I
comedic
enjoy
video.
his shorts a bit more.
I can't, I can't believe NATO drone strikes weddings. No, that's us.
No,
But
that's
the
us. That's
U.S.
the
is part of NATO.
yes, but you can't blame the NATO for things the U.S. does.
And it's just one of those, like, that's definitely just, Russian Badger has some good videos on stuff. And if there's a person who I'm pretty sure, like, I don't remember what it was, but, in one of their videos recently, they were playing with someone who was on the spectrum, and just apparently everyone went, "Oh no, 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 birds! Oh, I fucked up." Oh.
That
I
is
saw something in
basically
game
our
that is
streams in a
super
nutshell.
rare. I saw something in the game that was super rare, and I fucked it up, Ted.
Oh,
Downy Crakes were on the back of an Aptonoth, and I didn't realize they were on the back of the Aptonoth until I ran past it, and I saw, like, wait, where are all those fluff balls that are running away? Those are some of the rarest ecological life in this game, and I just watched them all run away. I fucked up.
I'm
That
ashamed of
was
you.
I could have captured one. I think I think they're part of some of the achievements I am missing in this game.
Okay, I think for this mission, I just have to survive. There's no way I could kill her, Guinness.
There's no way you can kill it. It's just one of those mission permanently invincible ones.
I think so.
Eh.
Ow. So, should I just run away?
Well, what else is there in the area for you?
Absolutely nothing.
Then you have to kill Organis, and it's just super strong.
Oh, lovely. There's no more health. I'm at 36 health.
Rise it up, straight to the top. Just a man and his will to man. I can grab those nuts. Remember to grab them by the nuts, Ted.
They don't have nuts.
Well, that sounds like a you prom. Hi, Mosswine. I'm gonna kill you so I can get your hide for a mission. Just let me just keep standing there. Let me just keep putting these bullets in your skull. I'm sorry, but it had to be done. I got the Mosswine hide, so I should have everything I need for that camp. Alright, now time to continue back to the mushroom gathering. Let's see. I know that there are some mushrooms in that forested area, so I'm just gonna go there. I don't remember where all the gathering points are in this forest, and I know I should know this map by now, but this is always one of the, I don't know why, but this map is the one that I can never fully remember. I don't know what about it has always screwed me up. Hi, Puke, but it always just prevents me from learning it fully for some reason. Puke, I'm gathering mushies. Puke. Can you please just stop screaming? Puke. Alright, Puke, I get it. I'm in your territory. I'll leave.
Also, I'm just trying to electrocute Erginus with my bolt shooter RA.
Well, that's a shocking revelation. Da. Puns.
Jokes!
Alright, let's see. Grab that. Actually, wait.
So I did just have to survive for as long as I can.
Ah, you just ran away eventually?
Yeah, I had to.
Ah. I don't think Puke is leaving that area. God damn it. You know what? Can I grab that item? I'm gonna grab the Puke material. Wyvern tier, cool. Nope, he's still mad at me. I'm just gonna grab that mushroom and see if
How was it I got so less, but I completed the mission?
You got so much less?
Yeah.
Sometimes a mission, sometimes in EDS, sometimes you'll just get all the reward boxes and no healing boxes. Sometimes you get all the healing boxes and no reward boxes.
Yeah, no, with me I just got barely anything.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, no. It's weird.
Mushroom colony. You know what I'm gonna do? Nah, I can do this mission solo. I'm going to do this solo. Like, I could just call people, and then I'm thinking, people probably won't join up for this mission, so... Gourmet Shroom Cap. Exquisite Shroom Cap. Gourmet Shroom Cap, 2 varieties. Alright, cool.
But yeah, no, like, when it comes to... As we were talking about earlier, I can be extremely neurodivergent when it comes to the Persona games, and that's because I just find it so interesting how the fate of the world is pretty much always in the hands of children.
Well, sometimes there are occasional adults that do join them in at least Persona 1 and 2, I think.
Well, there's others, like in Strikers we have Best Deads and Kichi.
Yeah. Look.
I subscribe. There is one theory I came up with that I still believe wholeheartedly, and it is the fact that Strikers is an alternate retelling for Royal.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Did I ever tell you the theory?
I think you have, and I think when I heard that out, I was like, yeah, that makes enough sense. I feel like there's enough there, considering just like certain details.
Do you want me to
to
explain it?
Things I remember are effectively. Basically, I remember one thing being like, is it Maruki, but not as much of a. Instead of Maruki being evil, it's Maruki instead helping somehow. Like, that was part of the joke in my head.
So basically, the game... Okay, so in the game, you actually get to meet... spoilers for, like, a 3-year-old game, I think. I think that came out in 2021.
You know what? The nice thing is I have a computer next to me.
You focus on the stream, I'll look it up.
No, I've just finished my mission. Yeah, that game was released in
2020.
2020. The same year as the Monster Hunter movie. So 5-year game.
Okay, so either way. So the thing is about Strikers is you meet Zenkichi's daughter, who is an avid fan of the Phantom Thieves. So with Strikers, when the game was released, I was under the impression it would continue on with the story from Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there was no mention of Kasumi or the kind of shit that happened with Maruki.
Yeah, and it makes sense that it would just be its own time. Like, then again, Persona has kind of its own timeline stuff splitting off and things.
Um, so what I found interesting was both games have an important red-haired female character who has ties to the main antagonist, and an adult Persona user who knows the identities of the Phantom Thieves.
And they allowed Ryuji to say fuck.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up! And I will be honest, that is one of the most, like, I'll be honest, in that scene, that is just one of those, yeah,
He wanted
they
to say
needed
that.
Ryuji to say fuck at least once, and I do not care if it does not match the original Japanese. The man has been, like, that man deserves a single fuck.
He doesn't. He gives all the fucks when it comes to someone dissing his friends.
Yeah, that man needed to say fuck you to someone who was
And the
insulting his
fact
best
is,
buddies.
typically Morgana would be like, "Come on, Skull, we don't say that."
Instead, he's
But
encouraging them.
yeah, but yeah, no, the game does even make reference to Akechi,
Yeah.
which the thing is makes sense when it comes to base Persona 5. Because in that game, Akechi was only a member of the Phantom Thieves for one mission, as opposed to Royal, where he was part of it for two missions.
Well, kind of for two. His whole life and not life thing is still a weird plot, though.
I seriously, because of the true ending for Persona 5 Royal, I
He's
think,
alive.
yeah, I think he managed to get out of of Shido's palace.
Barely, but he probably did.
The only reason why he was unable to help Joker is because he was too injured.
I also like isn't there also like a manga or something where Akechi's a main character in it?
I think that's like a side story.
Yeah, it's just one of those, like, doesn't that take place, or is that at a different point in time?
I think it's a different point in time. I have an idea of what you're talking about. I
Yeah,
don't
the
remember
one that
what
has
it's.
a character that is just unabashedly Joker but female, to the point where people make the joke about Joker cross-dressing and just it being that character instead.
Like, I am extremely neurodivergent to the point where um I'm like, well, how Jake can attest this. I was questioning how the fuck does Maruti's palace work?
Uh, trying to remember. My brain is just, oh yeah. So I'm like, well, I'm just going through my own mental archive because it's been a long while since I played Persona 5 Royal. Just,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I get it. It's a weird thing where because it exists as a palace, but he hadn't awoken his own persona yet, but he did so. It's just one of those weird things where he is perfectly in line between two different things. Where he's
Yeah,
allowed to still have
cuz
a palace and still be free at the same time, thus allowing it to corrupt mementos too at the same time in an interesting way.
Morgana mentioned that a persona user cannot have a palace because they are essentially free to be themselves. They are not stuck in any way of who by society's norms. That's how I perceived the whole thing with how Mementos works. You
And
know?
it's the level of he is free in a way of delusion, but not a free in the way of true spirit.
Yeah.
And that's sort of where that paradoxical nature of his own thing
Palace.
is. Yeah, where his own palace is. It's a paradoxical existence. It shouldn't. it shouldn't exist, yet it still does.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Jay can attest to this. It confused the hell out of me when going through it.
Yeah, it doesn't like it shouldn't exist, but to me, I look at it, I'm like, it's a weird thing where I feel like it is possibly there because it's akin to go with another Persona game, Persona 4.
Which is a game I actually do have. I have Persona 4 Golden on Steam.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you've beaten that game, right? So I'm not going to
Hell,
steal you.
I haven't played it in a couple of years. I haven't been beating it.
All right, do you know do you know who the one villain is?
Adachi.
Yes.
I know the bare minimum of the game because of clips and fan stuff.
Yeah, because of that, it's akin to Dachi having his own dungeon in the
The Midnight Channel.
Midnight Channel, thank you. In that like the land of fog basically. He has his
Yeah,
own place, truly his own. And yes, he has a persona in there, but it's just that level of yeah. You doesn't have one, he is the one that is truly free. I think it's the fact that because it's akin to that Adachi having being in the Midnight Channel and awakening his own persona and having that separate location. And it's akin to how all the characters will still have the dungeons will still exist after the fact. Because
yeah,
Maruki never had his heart changed or his desires stolen. He never had the treasure stolen in his palace, but it was still there. And the fact he woke a persona beforehand means it will stay there.
yeah. They never truly they. The way I see it, with how it works, the way I see it, his palace was willing. He willingly destroyed his palace when he was defeated by when Joker beat him.
Yeah, and we also kind of see this with like Futaba also.
Yeah,
Like her palace existed for some time even after the fact, but then once obviously finally confronting and destroying her trauma, then it started to collapse because well, the prison no longer needed to exist anymore.
yeah,
So the fact is, yes, he has a persona, but he hasn't confronted his own problems, so that's why he had that. So that's welcome to us going completely on the. We're totally neurotypical. He lied through his teeth.
totally.
Yeah, we're totally not. Look, we're huge fucking nerds.
Yeah, I. The thing is, I only recently got into Persona only because what I was able to finish the story when Joker was revealed to be the first DLC fighter for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The way his gameplay looked, that is who I wanted to main.
Yeah.
One of the guys in the video game club that I was a part of in college said I had to uh, beat Persona 5 in order to play him.
All right, so it was like a challenge.
No, I just found the idea bullshit and I said, I'm going to play him no matter what, but okay, I'll get the game. It's been on my bucket list.
Yeah, Zach played it before you, and he told you about it. And he recommended it to you.
But he also didn't say that, oh, I had to play and beat the game to
Yeah, I
play
just know
Joker.
Zach. Like I remember you and Zach talking about it before.
Yeah. Like, so I'm like, okay, I'll beat Persona 5. I beat it within 3 days.
Yeah, no, so you just marathon that because that is that
I
is
did.
not a
I
game you
wasn't.
can beat in 3 days without sacrificing sleep. To be honest.
Yeah, no, I got it during this, like, summer 2019.
Yeah,
The thing is, most of day two, was me trying to figure out the Okumura space puzzle.
I don't get why. I'll be honest. I don't get why so many people hate that dungeon. And like, I d- maybe it's just my maybe it's just my fucking brain with puzzles like that. The puzzle wasn't that hard. Like,
Okay, the thing is,
Feeling bored without Wi-Fi on the subway?
oh
Sorry.
my god, turn off the ads. Ah,
I'm sorry. So the thing is, the reason why I don't like how the palace was in the base game is because it doesn't reflect how Okumura views people. That's where I think how it was in Persona 5 Royal worked, because it showed that he didn't care for his work, for his employees.
yeah,
As for the space puzzle, my problem with that is it didn't show you like which way to do things, like the order, you know?
yeah. I just like my thought process on it has always been like, okay, is it bad? Yes, but is it like as bad as people kept saying? In my opinion, it was like one of those. Okay, it's bad, but it's not like the fucking worst puzzle in gaming history, like some people were saying.
Oh yeah,
was.
no. Like,
I've played
with me, I never
I've
see
played
it as the
much
worst.
worse games. But then again, hyperbole is a common thing within most people when talking about games, anyways.
Yeah, I don't see it as the worst puzzle. I just don't. I don't think Okumura's palace is the worst palace. But compared to the other palaces in Persona 5, it is the weakest.
Oh yeah, it's definitely like I will say, because I'm like, it's one of those. Oh yeah, I'm showing a bias for reasons. Take a guess which my favorite palace is.
Sigh.
How could you guess a casino is the one I vibe with the most?
Well, it's not based on you, but it's based on how everyone sees it.
I love the aesthetic of it the most, and it's just the fact to me, it's just one of those. Yeah, this is when I'm going down to some of the like Vegas. I'll be honest, it's just like if I'm going down to something like the Bellagio or something, that's like or the MGM Grand, like that's the vibe of those places in my eyes. Ah, I'm poisoned. Did I bring the herbal ones? Yes. Cool. It's like steaming and everything wise though, it is the strongest out of all of them. I will not disagree without question. Oh my god, stop. Okay, I get stunned, I get knocked out of stun, and then I get stunned again. Thank you, game.
For me, don't get me wrong, I love Size Palace. But for me, my favorite palaces are Kanashiro, the bank,
Yeah.
Shido with the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to admit something. The reason why I prefer I like Shido's is because of Rivers in the Desert.
Honestly, it's a good look. There's a reason it's on a playlist of songs to fight superpowered senators against. And there's another one that wants to make America great again, apparently. Not political. Look, Metal Gear isn't a political series, people say. And then I look at them and wonder, what kind of drugs are they on and where can I get it?
And the final one is actually Madarame's palace.
Madarame.
With the museum.
Yeah, that one's actually pretty nice.
Like, the aesthetic of the Japanese aesthetic. I'm going to say this right now, guys. This is going to sound weird coming from me. I have always loved a Japanese aesthetic.
Oh my god, the weeb likes Japanese aesthetic. Next thing we learn, knife found in kitchen drawer.
No, I found it on top of fridge.
Milk found in fridge.
Milk found in freezer.
What the fuck? Look, unless you're trying to fucking, like, deep freeze that, like, look, you're gonna really want to shake that stuff up once you get it out of the freezer then.
I just did that to fuck with you.
Like, I actually, like, I know some people who actually will do that because they're like, they'll see, like, they'll bulk buy stuff and they'll freeze some of it if it's, and milk is one of those where, like, if you do that, you actually kind of, if you, to anyone weird enough to be watching this and doesn't know what to do with milk and why you can freeze milk, you can put milk in a freezer and have it basically stay preserved for longer and not spoil. But you do need to, like, shake the living shit out of it. I'm pretty sure if you're already putting in the freezer, you already know to do that. But for, like, the honestly, 2.1 people that don't, well, that's my weird bit of advice given to me from people I know. Daka 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 daka.
But, like, don't get me wrong, like I said, I love Size Palace. Because I like,
Music,
it's,
presentation, everything is just peak in that palace.
but, what I like about Kamoshida's Palace is it's a great beginner's palace. It shows you what to expect from the rest of the game and how to go about it.
Yeah. Oh,
Monorama shows the true corruption with how how people like Yusuke are taken advantage of.
I will say, who's the one that's Makoto's dungeon basically again?
That's kind of Shiro.
Yeah, Kaneshiro. I will say he is. There will be some fucking kick-ass music in these dungeons. I actually really like the song, like that theme. I know it's not everyone's favorite, but I really like it.
Oh, hey, I'm dealing with frogs now.
And it gives you the most, like, if you want to pick the default waifu, well, the default waifu is this palace.
Yeah, the thing is, I made a promise to Zach that the first person that I would romance once I get Persona 5 Royal is Makoto.
Yeah.
Any other time, I always go with either An or Haru.
I mean, you should know which one I like.
Yeah, the fortune teller.
Yeah, and you know who the second option is too, right?
Haru.
Yes, because I either like people who are genuinely trying to do right by others, and I feel like that's look, I can't. My brain is skipping on her name, Hifumi. Thank you, brain.
Yeah, Hifumi Togo.
I like Hifumi. I really enjoy it because like she's genuinely just very sweet.
Wait, no, Hifumi is the shogi player. That's not the fortune teller.
No,
Give me a minute.
Now, one moment. Let me look up Persona 5 Confidants.
I'm already doing that.
Yeah, alright, cool. Confidant list of Persona 5 and Royal. Alright, cool. Mifune, that's what I'm thinking of. Mifune.
Yeah.
Chihaya Mifune.
Yeah. Like, okay.
See how I mix Hifumi Mifune? I'm thinking the fucking middle of it. Mifune is just. I know, yeah, you had to pay her to get her fucking confidant started, but she is genuinely one of the most useful confidants in the game that people just don't know how to utilize. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh yeah, no. The thing is, I have actually romanced every female available character.
Yeah. So how was Valentine's Day beatdown for you?
I didn't do it all at once.
So you didn't do the harem?
Yeah, no, I don't do harems. I'm going to say this right now. People, I do not like animes with harem.
Which is funny because you have been using that as a reference point for one of your things, but I'm not going to mention that any further.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about what I write on the side.
Look, yeah, I know. You filthy animal. Actually, it's not even that perverted, all things considered. I just like making the joke of it being that.
But my
Schedules.
go-to has always been like either Haru or An. Like with Haru, she literally gets upset when you deny her. That's what hurts.
Meanwhile, for me, it's just because I have a thing for women who will murder me in my sleep.
Yeah, I know this, Jake.
Yeah, I'm just telling that to the people who are listening to this for some ungodly reason. I want a woman who will stab me in the spleen and tell me I fucked up if I cheat on her, because you know what? That's sexy. Get yourself a woman who stands up for herself and will use a steel chair on you.
But yeah, no. That's why I do add a I choose like it gets to the point where I have to tell Haru I'm not interested. That I have to just skip past the dialogue because I don't have the stomach to read all that. I am a
Ah,
coward when it comes to that. But the reason why I go with An is because she is like one of the first.
yeah,
You
and
see her
also,
at
haha,
her
romantic lovers like that thought process. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
ba 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 jokes.
Yep. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Memes, the DNA of the soul. Free will is a myth. Religion is.
God damn I knew that was coming.
Look, with me, you always gotta expect the memes.
DNA of the soul.
I just fucking loved that of just Raiden looking and just going, the memes. As he's just talking to fucking Armstrong. It's just like, out of context, that's like a what the is going on? But in context, like, I hate how this, like, joke isn't a joke. Like, the internet makes it a joke, but, like, actually learning the story, it's one of those.
I actually have Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
You do?
Yeah, I have it on PS3.
Ah, have you beaten it?
No, I haven't got around to putting it in.
Actually, is that a
Hey.
PS4?
No, it's not on PS4.
That's one of those where it's just, you know what? Does it, is it on Steam? Because I might actually.
Let me
Yes, it
look into
is.
that for you. Okay,
It
well,
is
I
on
guess
Metal
you
Gear
already got it.
Rising Revenge. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is on Steam, so I could play it on that. I'd have to buy it and play it on that, but I could play it. It's one of those games that I know. It's one of those I need to play that someday.
But yeah, no, when it like what I like about An as a character is you see her character arc like from start to finish. Like she's one of the first characters that you meet upon arriving at Shujin.
Yeah, and you get to see all the and honestly, things like Mementos, you'll probably get her dialogue throughout a lot of it too, which just allows you to get to know her character even better.
Like I don't get me wrong, I love every other character. Like
Hey
one of my
Ted,
favorite uh
I'm doing the best kind of quest. You know what the best kind of quest is?
what?
An escort quest.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, prepare for the most exciting part of this stream yet. Us continue to talk and be nerds, not while anything interesting happens in front of us, but instead, while just watch a wagon be pushed.
Like you want to know who my favorite confidant is in Persona 5?
Ryuji.
He is up there, but no, he's not a Phantom Thief.
Um. Hmm. So it's a he.
Yes.
I'm going to guess what a character most people absolutely hate. Mishima.
Actually, no. Originally, I actually did not like him because I didn't know how the fuck how his confidant system worked until
Yeah.
realizing, oh wait, I have to actually talk to him after each Mementos mission.
Yeah.
But no,
Hi, Kelpie.
Yoshida,
Yoshi.
the
That's
politician,
yeah, that's the son. He's actually one of my favorite too.
like
A
in the
lot of people
beginning,
hate him, but he's genuinely one of like the best confidants in that game. I don't get why people. I think people just hate him because he's okay. His intro isn't the best, but genuinely, I think he is a fun story and a fun character.
I totally agree. Like with me, what I like is at the start of every other confidant, you have to they don't trust you until they grow to understand you. With Yoshida, he is like, you are a kind man,
Yeah, he puts
and
the
I want to
first step
support.
into being nice to you, and I don't get why everyone hates him still.
Like the thing is, I love all the other confidants in the game. Like, oh fuck, what's his name? The guy that was that was in the mafia.
I know who you're talking about, the man who runs the airsoft shop.
Yeah,
Iowa.
yeah, EY.
Yeah. I'm reading it, I'm playing the game still, so I'm literally having to like pull up a list and look out the corner of my eye. I'm not gonna say anyone's name correctly at that rate, though, to be fair.
Yeah, I love EY's like whole thing, especially when it came to
Bum,
the
bada, bada,
subplot
bada,
with his
bum,
son.
bum. Yeah.
Um, I also really enjoyed what's his name? Sojiro.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing with Sojiro, like he was the one that did not like the the player character the most, but over time he grew to care.
Yeah. He's a grumpy old man, though. And it kind of makes sense why he's kind of just standoffish at first.
Like one of my favorite parts is Sojiro had the chance to oust Joker when he found the calling card,
Yeah.
but realizes that all this time he has been doing what he can to help people.
Yeah, look, he thinks the kid is a punk, and reasonably so. I mean, look, Joker is falsely accused, but, I mean, how the hell can you know? But, to be honest, Japan's legal system is infamously corrupt. I'm a fan of Ace Attorney. I know that, yeah, it is, if you're a fan of Ace Attorney, you actually start to understand how Ace Attorney is a commentary of Japan. Yeah, like you get why, and how Persona even mentions, just kind of points out how fucked the legal system is there.
Honestly, okay, I'm going to go on a side tangent to talk about a series, the only Commodore series that you have seen, Jake, and one of them, and that is Zero One.
Yeah, I've
So
seen Zero One and a bit of
Amazons.
yeah. I've watched the first season of Amazons, but not the second one. I need to finish the second season of Amazon. I need to understand why he goes, I'm Amazon.
You'll never figure that out.
Why is Skyrider indeed Amazon?
Um, Basically, this is ironic because it comes from one of my least favorite arcs of all of Kamen Rider, and that's the workplace competition arc.
Yeah,
I'm going to say this. At the time when it was coming out, I did not like it. Maybe it was because of how made it seem like it was the best arc with how Dai is a great villain,
yeah.
and now
Let's be
he
honest
is
though,
right.
guy's his favorite villain, and I'm gonna be honest, he's gonna fucking be rooting for his favorite and like favorite character, which is the villain.
But what? But as I so a few months ago, I actually rewatched Zero One, and it made me realize Aruto is facing another threat that he can't just punch and kick his way out of.
Hell yeah.
He has to go about this as a business owner, as a CEO.
Yeah,
And during, oh, sorry,
and it's genuinely a funny thing to watch because that is not at all what his specialty is. But he actually learns about that as they do the business competition.
and one of the things is all about proving the innocence of a man. And one of the best, one way to describe it is in Japan, you're not innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty until proven innocent.
Yep. And that is a genuine criticism. Like, that is one of those things where it's like, yeah, the US is far from perfect, but at least we. In our legal system, yes, you are innocent until proven guilty. And that's the way that is viewed in the eyes of the law, but not necessarily within the eyes of the people. To be blunt, like I will say, in recent events, there's a certain man who has not been convicted or tried, but we're still joking like he did it. Look, and I'm just gonna say this: depending on how you feel, I feel like everyone agrees U.S. healthcare kind of sucks. But he's still
He,
innocent. As far as we know, he's an innocent man and should be treated. And we should keep saying he's innocent because he
and
has
if he
not.
did it, he did nothing wrong.
I mean, he did things wrong legally, but on my own, on a personal level, you can say he did nothing wrong. Similar to certain things where it's just, I will say, I condemn murder, but I don't condemn sending a message. Is that hypocritical? Yes, but
Do we care? Absolutely not.
all I know is just I'm going to say this. I do not condone any harm or violence made towards other people, and I will not support it in any public and formal way. However, if I make jokes about it, I'm going to make jokes. That is not me supporting or approving of it. It is just me trying to engage in dark humor, and that is what I will say legally.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Yeah, like for legal reasons, me saying these things is just joking. Because let's be honest, time plus tragedy equals comedy. And depending on how, and for some people, that time is only like 5 minutes. Others, it's 5 months. But I mean, hell, look. The Titanic is a great one-time submarine.
It
If
took
you
me
know
a
where I
minute.
got that joke from, congratulations. That is I enjoyed their thing on Las Vegas. It was funny. Las Vegas, Spanish for the Vegas. I seriously don't get why people think the handler isn't cute. She is fucking adorable.
Like the thing
With
is,
Smash.
one of my favorite things about um writing is putting in little like things about how society truly is. Like I we've mentioned this story on stream before. Commoner Myths.
Yeah. It's our own little pet project that's just always going to be in our background.
The thing about Myths is the whole thing about how society treats the main four characters is
Buddy, buddy!
they are
Sorry, my favorite
huh?
monster just appeared. It's a
Oh.
bear off. I love these guys. They're like choo-choo trains.
Anyway, as I was saying,
Look at that Muddy Buddy. So I'm playing Monster Hunter. I'm gonna keep talking about Muddy Buddy while I see Muddy Buddy because I love my Muddy Buddy.
okay, can I continue what I was saying though?
One moment until this cutscene's done. I'm just gonna keep gushing about Muddy Buddy. Look at him. He's just a little choo-choo train. He's gonna run us over. Look at him. Look at his cute little brown hide. I love this guy. He's my favorite. Alright, go on.
Like, there's a small, I don't want to say it's a subplot of myths, but society treats the writers of myths, before they find out that they are the common writers, as afterthoughts.
Yeah.
The only ones that don't are their teacher, who is basically, the whole idea of myths is, the message is, well, there's actually two messages: the sins of the father and the sins of the son.
Yeah, the sins of the father carrying out through as a core part of the story.
Because there is a side story that I'm going to be uploading at some point that I actually did not write.
Yeah.
This was something written by Jake.
Yeah, and it's based off of, like, one of the things I do want to do is create, because I finally have something that is what partially inspired me to write that story. It is an item of my father's that he used to record conversations between himself and some of his clients. And the joke is that the person who is in that recording it is using something similar because, well, it's something I actually have seen a lot of people that work with the law enforcement, personal legal stuff. It's always going to be a really good tool. Just a little handheld recorder.
I actually have one myself. I use it to, if I don't have a pen and paper with me, I use it to voice ideas.
Yeah, and I just need to get some tapes for it. I need to buy some tapes for it so I can, hi Diablos. So I can have it. Just so I can use it every once in a while. And I want to actually create an audio version of that story I wrote.
And the story is called Remembering Rement. And it's told in a way that it's being recorded by one of the closest allies of Team Myths.
Yeah.
Someone who is... This is the guy that is like... who gave these characters a reason to fight for something other than themselves. Because the thing is, they originally were fighting for themselves because of how society just gave up on them. Like, society tossed them away like they were garbage.
They were nobody, and they had no story to be told.
And the reason why he gives them a reason to fight is because he's seen what power can do to someone. So the thing is, when I was writing myths, I'm going to say this right now because it has been a while since we talked about myths on stream.
Yeah. It's been a while since we streamed on this channel, to be honest, and I'm going to start more actively trying to do streams on it.
Yeah. But when I first created myths, it was originally meant to be a retelling of Geo because I was not satisfied with a lot of how Geo was. However, I then changed it to something more about basically a coming of age story with very lighthearted elements. Then the pandemic happened.
And I will say part of it is, ironically, it went from more of a Geo to Amazon. But that's because that is me writing this story and only really having limited experience with certain things. And one of those limited experiences is I at least know of
Amazon.
Yeah, so that's just me writing the Common Rare story I actually do know.
The thing about myths is a lot of it changed because of the time period we were dealing with.
Yeah.
Like, COVID-19, I wanted to tell a story. After we were put under lockdown, I wanted to tell a story about hitting rock bottom.
Yeah.
But even despite all that, there's nowhere else to go but up. And another way the story of Mix changed was actually the loss of Zach. Like, there was even during the second version or third revision of Mix, it was still very much had more lighthearted moments.
And it still will, let's be honest. The goal, like, my goal is to make sure that story never gets too dark. I mean, I've pushed a
Yeah.
lot of dark things, but I've also pushed a lot of dumb jokes.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not supposed to be like overly gritty like how Watchmen is,
Yeah,
or
no.
the DCEU.
Yeah, it's not going to be the Snyderverse. It's not going to be we're going to have like Pa can't stand in the middle of a tornado and say no, you cannot save me. No, you cannot be a hero today. No, we're not going to do that. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm just gonna fucking shit on Snyder because I actually kind of don't like those movies, except for Wonder Woman, and that's the only one that's actually kind of decent in my opinion.
Um, for me, I actually like the Snyder Cut itself.
Yeah, I'm still gonna shit on Zack Snyder's fucking Superman. I'm gonna say that much.
Oh yeah. The thing is, I actually liked Man of Steel. I think Henry Cavill was a great choice for
Henry
Superman, but
Cavill
the
is a
right,
good Henry Cavill is a good Superman. I just don't like the fucking story they were telling with him.
yeah, no,
It's just one of those you got a man who could definitely play Superman, and you're not having him play a super. Oh no, I fucked up. Oh well, you're not having him play a Superman. You're having him play an edgy man. You're not
Edge
having him play a
Man.
symbol of hope. You're having him play just some kind of angst that I don't get.
Yeah, no, I get that. The thing about Myths is this is supposed to be a story with fantastical elements, but it's still set in reality. It's basically what would happen. One, there is a movie that I have yet to see, but I have heard rave reviews about, and it basically inspired how Myths is, and that movie is called Chronicle. And basically, the whole idea is, I think it was called Chronicle. Yeah,
Yeah,
Chronicle.
I have not seen it, nor have I really heard it. No, I've heard of it, not seen anything of it.
Um, so basically, Chronicle is a movie about three teenagers who get superpowers.
Oh wait, now I have seen stuff of it.
It actually has Michael B. Jordan.
Ah, Michael
Yeah,
B.
Michael B.
Jordan.
Jordan.
The sequel to Johnny Be Good. Sorry. Sorry,
Oh,
anyone
you
who's.
know?
That's just a dumb joke. No disrespect, actually.
Michael B. Jordan's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, it's just I saw a joke that I could make, and I'm going to do it at the expense of just kind of disrespecting the actor.
And the whole movie is basically what really happens when kids get superpowers.
There's some level of it where it's just. Some of them are just absolute assholes for no reason, but some of them. Then again, that is kind of what a kid will do. Though actually no, I knew enough kids in fucking high school. If they got suppressed, they'd go full god complex.
Like, and that was the whole idea behind Myths. Like, what kind of what superpowers would do to the psyche of a teenager?
Yeah, I mean we did write basically kind of a like we're not gonna have them think that they should basically kind of be treated as something above the regular man, but they kind of do act like it occasionally, accidentally.
well, that's primarily Katsuo in where we currently are.
Yeah.
Like, Katsuo, the thing about Katsuo is he is a stranger in a strange land. He is an outcast no matter what. He is a Japanese American kid
He's a
from
Hafu in a
Queens.
fucking country that is infamously xenophobic, even to their own people. He's a fucking Hafu. He is going to be a bit. He's going to be looked upon with not favor, not a favorable look. The fact that I know that they have a specific phrase for it is just part of that. Yeah, they're not going to be kind to him. It's basically just that fun thing of, yeah, if you're a fucking mixed kid, you are going to be given a bit more shit from both
Mixed
communities.
kid.
It's almost like I kind of wrote that as part of. It's almost kind of that's part of the things that are tied to that. It's almost like it's a small little thing relevant to it. Hey, a story called Mix, and it's about a kid who's kind of has a mixed origin. It's almost like I like layers.
Yeah, no, like the thing is, Katsuo was always. People are going to ask if Katsuo was always a Japanese, meant to be a Japanese American kid. He was.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things that can work a little bit better if I just make a joke out of it.
Because the thing is, one thing I've always wanted to tackle was how xenophobic Japan could be in the outside world.
Yeah, they're called the Hermit Nation for a reason, and there's levels of I've at least kind of tried to make sure I'm reading into certain things when I'm writing stuff, and how part of that is just me including shit with the character I primarily write. The one who is the story I wrote, Remember You're Meant, is kind of him legitimately using that level of xenophobia to his benefit, because he knows he can play it a bit. Because, I mean, hey, he's not going to play his own fucking ancestry as a thing to help him, but he's going to go instead point out to his other. Because, hey, another character is, of course, of mixed origins too. The character's name is Juan. Can you guess what part of his ancestry is going to be?
Not at all.
And it's almost like I wrote that because I know a lot of people who are from where there is legitimately, because it's a funny thing I've realized from just my own observations, though I am fucking whiter than fucking snow at times, I can at least go with what I have seen and heard from friends and others throughout school and stuff like that, where it is, yeah, certain communities will kind of group up together and, like, Hispanic and fucking Asians kind of form the model minority in some regards. Sometimes they try to go for model minority together, and that leads to them ending up like there being a level of, because they're trying to go for the model minority, they kind of just end up in relationships at times because of it.
Like,
it's weird, but
one
it occurs.
thing.
Anyways,
Yeah.
back to what you're saying.
With Katsuo, he is always seen as an outcast because of who he is as an individual. Like, and that's something that he deals with all the time. Like, as regular old Katsuo Sonata, he is an outcast because he is a Hafu. He's also of American descent, and that's something that he has to deal with because it's splashed right in how tall he is. He is like 5'11", 6 foot.
Yeah, it's like, at least he's not Joestar level. By the way, I will say it's kind of like, hey, a character that when I think Katsuo, I won't lie, I fucking use Jotaro as a reference in my head occasionally.
Hmm.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
He won't pay he has his own level of honor and stuff, but he doesn't put up with shit.
Well, the reason why he doesn't put up with shit in later chapters is because he's letting the power get to him. He becomes corrupted by the power, and the only reason he is able to snap out of it is because people are holding him accountable.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite moments. So for some backstory, spoilers, for Mitts, Katsuo actually ends up stopping being a rider. He, in the beginning of his journey, he is just referred to as the rider because he doesn't see himself as a common rider.
Yeah.
Because of a mistake he did where he crippled an ally of his who on the police force. And the next day he's hanging out with one of his only friends and they're attacked by a mimic rider. Now the mimic riders are these quite literally think mimics from Dark Souls 3 mixed with common rider DNA.
As you basically just as the origin of why we came up with the names and stuff was because of you getting eaten by mimics and something that takes the looks of something safe and instead just uses it as a way to attack. You basically created the mimic riders as a concept from that.
Yeah, when you see a common rider, you think you're going to be protected, unless you're dealing with commoner Shin or the Amazon riders.
Amazon.
Wrong one.
But yeah, the idea that they at least do kind of, as basically we even have, they take on an appearance akin to a previous rider, and once defeated, yes, Katsuo basically gets a copy of their. Honestly, that's just one of those things I think could be used in that's something I've been considering, but basically gets a copy of the power of the rider he defeated. This is the reference to fucking Geo.
Yeah, that's where the whole idea of Geo comes in. So basically, his friend and him are attacked by a mimic rider, and so if you want to know where the Persona inspiration comes from, it's how they awaken being commoners through being through near-death experience.
Yeah.
Or in this case, trauma. Any kind of trauma will, and under the right circumstances, will awaken the power of a common rider.
Look, enough stress, pressure, trauma, and basically any kind of amount of the mimic getting basically, as I will
into their DNA,
basically leaked into them, if I'm to put it into gross terms, basically helps awaken it. Basically, you need yourself that adrenaline, that panic, that shock, all of it working together, mushing together in a way that has an explosive outcome. Because you always need to explode when transforming, as we have learned from Ziggy. He did. Look, he asked the questions. We now know it's a runoff of the power of excess power.
The thing is, Akira is actually attacked by nearly dies to a mimic rider, and awakens to become basically the secondary rider. And after the adrenaline wears down, that's when Akira realizes Katsuo has been fighting by himself for a year now. And instead of asking why he didn't ask for help, he just asked if he is okay.
Yeah.
And Katsuo just says, I have not been okay since I got here. This is something that I did not want. I never wanted to fight. I'm not supposed to be fighting. I am supposed to be living quietly.
To quote a meme, I never asked for this. Like, I know I'm making a Deus Ex reference, but I mean, he never did ask for any of it. He's kind of just... Congratulations, you're the main character. Now deal with the consequences of being born a main character as a joke. Like, that's the joke way to put it, but oh god, no. Being born Being born as a main character fucking sucks. Let's be honest. That would suck.
Like, the whole thing about Katsuo is he is physically not supposed to be fighting. He is supposed to be, he is in witness protection.
Unofficial witness protection. Hey, if you're able to call it the reference, I'm with that. Congratulations. It's not that hidden. It's almost like it's in one of the best-selling video games of all time. Do you know what the reference is, Ted? Or did I never tell you?
I feel like I should know it, but I'm drawing a blank.
Well, here's a spoiler. It's kind of basically Michael DeSantis' situation in GTA 5.
Okay, that makes
That's
makes sense.
the reference I was going for.
Made sense. Anyway, I'm being eaten by a red ant and I'm about to die.
Oh no.
And I
Pepperoni.
died. I died.
Rest in peace. He will be missed.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, that's kind of the look, nothing is original in any form. Look, creativity is dead, and I killed it with a pineapple earlier this week.
I thought, no, you'd kill her with a pipe bomb.
No. It was a pineapple. The pineapple was indeed filled with explosives, but it was still a pineapple.
But it's like the whole thing about Katsuo is he never wanted this. He was 14 years old when he became the rider. No, and when Juan finds out about what Katsuo has been doing for the past year, because at this point in time, when Akira becomes a Kamen Rider, Katsuo and Akira are both 15 years old. Juan is basically going to say, no 14-year-old should have to do this.
No kid needs to have that power, that responsibility put upon him.
But Akira realizes that what Katsuo needs isn't an entire group of people behind him. What he needs is, for the time being, one person fighting with him. And Katsuo's like, you're asking something of me. You're asking me to do something that I can't do. And Akira is basically like, dude, you have been doing this for a year. If anyone knows what they're doing, it's you. You may not be the best one to do it, but you know what these things are. You have seen what they can do.
You've experienced it firsthand. I've experienced it firsthand.
We are quite literally the only ones that can fight against this threat. And if it means I lose my life at some point in this freak-ass journey and protecting the ones that the people I have left in my life, I'll do it. Because then I'll at least know that I did something right with my life for once.
I need to find that, by the way. Did I don't... Oh, great, yeah, I need to find my old... Alright, that's going to be annoying. I'm trying to find, actually, the story when I sent it to you, but I just remembered. It's on my old computer. Did I send it to you over Discord, or did I send it to you over Messenger?
What, Remember and Relent?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I have it on my Google Drive.
Yeah. I will just have to I'll look for it later, because I do want to double check it, and I do need I'm gonna probably just re-edit it, because it's been, it's one of those where it's just, the story's not changing. I just need to make sure it's actually properly good if you are going to ever,
Post it?
Yeah, unless... Did I put it on Google Docs, actually? That's another question I can ask myself.
No, it's on you. You typed it out on Microsoft Word.
Yeah, alright, cool. I'll just have to... I can find... I just need to pull out that computer and just get a thumb drive and transfer it over.
Well, the thing is, I have it here on my computer, so I can send it to you.
Oh, yeah, just send it to me over Discord so I have it there.
Yeah, I have it so anyone with a link can view it. Or do you want? Actually, I'm gonna change it so it can be edited by you. So
Yeah. As I might want to look through that.
okay, so I gave you access as an editor.
Hooray.
There you go. Sent it.
Thank you.
Like the whole story.
Yeah, I mean, you
the
can tell
whole
it's
thing
me
about
because I write everything in Comic Sans.
nothing wrong with that. Because when I was writing back in middle school and high school, I used Comic Sans.
You do know why I use Comic Sans, right?
I think you told me, but I'm drawing a blank.
It's one of the common fonts that is better for dyslexic people. It's not the best font for dyslexic people. Actually, there is a specific font that was made for that, but if you're not wanting to download extra font types at a base, it's one of the best.
Makes sense.
And almost everything has Comic Sans, so it's nice.
Yeah. So the thing about Myth and how it differs from the other Commoner stories is this isn't meant to be a Commoner story. It is a coming of age story with Kamen Rider elements.
Like, without question, it still is very much going, like, it does, without question, it is going to be still Kamen Rider. Just obviously, but the goal was more or less just writing our story. As I point out, it is a mishmash. Like, it started off as basically, as you said, it was supposed to be your take on a series, Geo. And then it changed to, like, as I joke, it's as I have fucking the character I've included in this fucking Juan. It's supposed to be like, it's a joke of, yeah, this is basically a superhero story, but not really. It's less of a writer story, more of just a superhero, coming of age superhero story, and how I fucking see it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
That is something that with mates, with a lot of stories, they never do coming of age stories. It's something that I want to do, like with Commoner, because Commoner. I'm gonna be real with you all. At one point in time, I was severely depressed.
Because of you and your damn phones, you kooky kids.
And the only reason, and what got me through a lot of those dark moments was Karate Bugmen. Like the idea of people performing karate in rubber bug suits. It was comical to me. It's something that I grew attached to, and maybe it's because of my love for Power Rangers. And with Mix, it is just that. It has a lot of the elements that you expect from Kamen Rider, but it's not meant to be a Kamen Rider story. It is a story about a kid who is forced into a situation he never asked for.
Congratulations. You got your superhero origin story, kid. It's not gonna get better.
And it really doesn't. Katsuo is going to deal with a lot of adversities. He is forced to he deals with near death experiences on the daily, but he doesn't give up because of one person.
It's not go- as I think that I remember writing a joke like, "Congratulations, kid, you got your comic book origin story. It's not going to get easier, but you're going to get stronger."
Like, the thing is, during one moment, he is asked why he continues to fight when nothing else matters. And the thing is, the scene it takes place in a court. They are like Katsuo, Akira, and two others who are also commoners are brought to the United Nations to understand the origin of their powers.
Like
And they
like I will say, this is also kind of one of those relevant details, if I can include it, is the fact, yes,
mhm.
yeah, our story takes place in a world where the other common writers exist, and to be honest, the common writer belts in almost every iteration are like, at least in relation to like the first ones, like with the first commoner, is they are weapons. They are weapons first and foremost. So these are like super soldiers, super weapons that are loose and free. So of course they're going to be examined and picked apart by the government. By government that was kind of established after World War II to make sure certain groups didn't create certain things. So yeah, that's why there's that whole UN case, making sure, hey, this is a threat to not just like because this is a threat that started in the US, moved to Japan, both parts are active at the UN, involving technology of multiple groups, not including Germany for certain reasons, which are spoilers, but yes, there's a lot of stuff mixed in it, so you gotta have all the countries get their say in this, to be honest. That's why the UN.
like one the thing is, the judge asked Katsuo a very simple question. Not from judge to someone who is being interrogated, but from basically a parent, because this person is going to be a parent to a child. Why do you continue to fight? And Katsuo is going to. He doesn't know how to answer it at first, but he looks over at Juan and realizes why he continues to fight.
What am I
And
fighting for?
shut up.
Sorry, I had to make the joke.
It's okay, I still love
I love you, babe. Anyways,
you. And Katsuo simply says, because it's the right thing to do. If I don't fight, who will fight for the little guy? Someone has to fight for those who can't protect themselves. That's what it means to be a common writer. No. That's what it means to be a human. One man told me that when I arrived in Japan. He showed me kindness when others just saw me as a problem. And it all started because he asked if I wanted McDonald's. Simple as that. That's why I continue to fight. Because that's what it means. It's the best thing to do when you don't have the chance to understand what someone's going through. You fight. You fight with everything you have, Your Honor.
small acts of human kindness can go a long way.
And if I'm going to be asked to cease being mixed, then I will gladly become an enemy of the world. Because I'm not going to give up. Not until people see that others are suffering. Is it childish? Yeah, but what do I know? I was a kid who was brought to Japan. I'm a kid who moved hundreds of miles from home. I never asked for this. I was chosen for this for some reason. Simple as that. And the thing is, this entire scene, it's Katsuo is known for swearing like a sailor. It's something that he's just so used to from living in America for so long. But in this case, he's not swearing. He is giving his honest answer as to why he continues to fight. He's not doing it for the glory. He's doing it because it's simply the right thing to do.
If I remember correctly, in one of the drafts we had for this, there was a line that I enjoyed, which was, I'm the kid who got mixed up in this. I don't want others to be caught up in it.
Yes. Like
Because it's one of those me just writing the just almost obvious joke I could, but trying to keep
yeah.
it subtle within the delivery.
Yeah.
Because in the
Katsuo
end,
isn't meant
his
to.
name is a joke. It is, without question.
The thing is, Katsuo, Akira, Daichi, and Suki. Daichi and Suki are the other two riders who are associated with Katsuo. They aren't heroes in the traditional sense. But they'll be damned if someone is going to wreck the world that they live in. And there's actually going to be a chapter that I'm going to be writing later on, sometime in the future, that's comprised of no fighting. Basically, the teammates, that's the unofficial name that they have given themselves, they are, they have an ally named Eiji Takahashi, or Eiichi Takahashi. It's one of those two.
We'll have to go through the document to make sure we have them all correct. Hooray for
And
documents.
yes. And he is someone who looks up to the Riders of Myths. He doesn't know why. He's inspired by them. And the team is like, why is this kid inspired by us? We are not good people.
Why do you look to us as heroes when we are well aware we are fuck-ups?
But the thing is, the kid, Eiichi, doesn't have an answer. He just responds because you do the right thing.
That is his answer. He doesn't have a complex one, but he still has an answer.
And so he becomes like a close ally to the team. Until the main antagonist, I'm not saying the main villain because this character isn't a villain. He is a fallen hero. It basically this arc is quite literally the end of. It's basically after this, it's the end game
It's the beginning of the end.
for all mankind.
Yeah,
It's
no,
the end of the world as they know it.
and I feel fine.
we just knew what we had to do for that.
Look, I will straight up say this: making references is a familial trait. Because literally tonight, my family had dinner together, and a thing that occurred was just there were a couple of references that were just made offhandedly, just casually. It's just one of those. Yeah, I joke about it, but it is just a family tradition to make references.
Yeah.
My family's weird. I like them.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
Memes.
The DNA of the soul.
Real Elizabeth.
What is a man?
A miserable pile of secrets. But enough questions. Have at you! I
But
still don't know what a woman is, so I can't answer that. Sorry, Republicans, I can't give you the answer what a woman is, but I can tell you what a man is.
but the thing is, the problem with what happens is the main antagonist gets his hands on Ichi, and
I think I know why he, like... It's one of those where I think I have the reason for why he does it, because as we've been writing this character, I've basically been taking it where it's like, I don't want him to be a full-on villain. I want him to be extremely flawed in his mentality, and I think I finally came up with a reason for it for that. You know what it is?
hmm,
I think he's trying to recruit, like, the first four writers that were made by this were accidents. Can he make one on purpose? And that's what accidentally occurs. That's
but the
what
thing,
leads to that entire thing. It's an experiment without consent. Hooray!
the thing about what happens is at this. So what Katsuo does is the most realistic thing you can do. He uses the knowledge that he has dealt with to basically force Ichi to become a common writer. He doesn't know what's going on, but he's doing what he knows to save him.
He's going to attempt it. He's going to attempt what he thinks works.
The problem is, what they don't know is Ichi is being turned into a mimic writer. Yes. What ends up happening is what they thought was what they didn't realize is the common writers, the writers themselves are infused with mimic cells. What they didn't know is Ichi wasn't going through a near-death experience when he first was infused with mimic cells. He was turning into a mimic writer without them knowing. And they don't realize it until the next day or 2 days later.
Didn't realize it until it legitimately just... It's just until they legit spend, honestly, hours pondering it and thinking and running through over and over and over in their head.
So what ends up happening is the next chapter has no action because they are trying to figure this out. They did the same thing that turned them into commoners. Why didn't this work? Akira and Suki are questioning why they didn't stop Katsuo from doing it. Basically, the way Katsuo did it is he did a rider punch, but used the energy to stop Ichi's heart.
Something that basically, the idea being near death is almost the consistent trait between all their experiences. Nothing
Also,
that
if you hear something, I'm trying to find something. My copy of Persona 5 Royal. So if you hear cluttering around, I apologize.
Yeah, we can hear the desk moving. We can hear the stuff moving.
Oh no, it's not a desk. It's
Drawers.
things under my. No, it's boxes under my bed.
Ah.
Is it? No, that's not it. That's it. So I'm going to my bed here, the last one. So they think that's the way to do it. They have to. Ichi has to go through it near death experience. There's nothing wrong with that logic because it's happened 4 out of 4 times.
Hell, I'll be honest, it's a fun thing I honestly have considered in the background with this own story is I would like also, this is one of those more just me going to writing my own stuff because I like writing basically side stories to that. If I could, I'd write a guide-in alongside that story occurring, that chapter, involving how, hey, here's a fun reflection. The main villain thought the same thing as the heroes and is even fucking questioning where did it go wrong? Why did it happen that way? Like, the fun thing is the main villain I want to also have the same thoughts as the main heroes. Like I said, I want them to be parallel to each other. The main villain is not evil. The main villain is just not understanding the situation in the best regards. Then again, he is also a person who is legitimately going through
So much
minor
trauma.
amounts of schizophrenia is the best thing I can akin it to. Basically, a form of mental basically a form of just the mind playing tricks and not working the way as intended.
So when they realize that Ichi is dead, they have to figure out a way to tell his parents. And Katsuo's like, we have to tell them the truth. And Katsuo just starts breaking down. He's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't do anything. I got your son killed. He's never coming home. And the problem with this is the parents are just not understanding what he means. They're reassuring him that they are sure that he did everything they could to save their son. And Katsuo's just like, no, you don't understand. I killed him. Not metaphorically, literally killed him.
But the honest truth is, well, when they're at least saying it, it's clear that physically he was already in the process of it. Look, you can't look. Everyone kind of at this point at least knows what Katsuo's abilities are. So what was happening to the kid couldn't be something Katsuo did in that regard. But the way of death was his. But the mutations, the change, the alterations weren't him. The things that they will say actually killed him. But
when they just don't understand what he means, Katsuo inadvertently snaps. He's like, no, you don't understand. I fucking killed your son. He is not coming back because I killed him. I took his life. He's never coming back because I murdered him. And Katsuo just takes off running. And the very next chapter is them reflecting on what happened. Akira and Tsuki are trying to figure out why they didn't stop Katsuo because they knew something was wrong. They knew something didn't add up. Daichi, he is trying to read a book, but his mind is just going back to what happened. Like, this wasn't supposed to happen. Why didn't it work? Everything, all the variables were there.
Everything by what they expected was there. This is like, by the book, that is all the things that were supposed to happen, but the end result, why did the end result occur that way? Where did it go wrong with that?
And then there's Katsuo. Katsuo's taking it the worst because he thinks he's the one that got him killed. it's a rainy night, and Yamato, the man who he's been living with for the past 2.5, almost 3 years, goes up to the roof to check on him. And Yamato simply asks, "Are you okay?" And Katsuo says, "I'm going to kill him. I am going to destruct. I am going to rip off his head and show the world why they shouldn't mess with me. Why they can't just take things I care about." Yamato simply asks if that's truly what Katsuo wants. And Katsuo, for the first time since arriving in Japan, breaks down into tears. He says, "I don't know what I want. I don't know. Why was I given this power? Why?" And the thing is, Yamato doesn't have an answer for him. I
You
mean,
can
what
try to
can he
guess,
say?
but let's be honest. You're. Congratulations, you're stuck with one of the most interesting problems ever. You're now the guardian and basically caretaker and watcher of someone with powered abilities beyond most people's comprehension, and you can't give an easy and simple answer to that, to be honest. You can only fumble
Despite
your way through it.
the thing about Katsuo is, despite all his power, despite everything that he can do, he's still just a kid. He is a kid who doesn't understand what he's doing. He puts up the facade that he knows what he's doing because people look up to him. People ask him what they should do. And Katsuo just doesn't know. It's one of those things where he's like, "I don't know what to do. I am scared of losing people. I'm scared of losing Akira, Daichi, Suki, you." He's scared, and he's finally showing how afraid he is. Ever since he arrived in Japan, he has put up a front of he is not scared. He knows what he's doing. He is confident. But underneath that persona is this terrified kid. And this is something that Yamato never really expected to see. The story of Mix is one of loss, tragedy, and rebirth. One thing that I will definitely say is a major contribution to this story is the drama masks. In this story, there's comedic moments and there's dramatic moments. Katsuo sees his story as a comedy of errors because he doesn't know what he's doing. He is constantly fumbling about, trying to figure out what to do in order to save people. The character of Katsuo was based really extremely much on Joker in Persona 5. Someone who is wronged by society, but is still doing what he can to make society a better place. Is he doing his job? Well, no. He is messing up so much. But he's doing what he can because it's the right thing. And
Arigato, Mr. Roboto. That's a song that I will say there is a playlist we have for this that for some characters, and a song I made sure to put on it was Don't worry, Gato, because you know what? It genuinely just... Mr. Roboto is a song that works very well for the main character and main antagonist in that story.
Yeah.
Beyond
I'm
my
still trying to
control. Beyond
I'm
my
still trying to
control.
find Persona 5 Royal.
But yeah, part of the story is very much just a fun thing to do. Is also just writing the villain. I'll be honest. I I think I'm the one who writes most of the stuff for the villain at this point, comparatively.
Yeah.
Effectively, I have been working on the stuff that involved, because ever since I fucking did the Remembering Rement writing, I have definitely taken a hand on that stuff because, hey, Remembering Rement, the main villain, and Juan and Yamato, though you're still mostly the one who takes care of the Yamato stuff. I at least do the main
Yeah.
villain and I do the stuff for the main villain and at least the main ally to Katsu initially. I'm the one
Yes,
who does
because the
focus on
main.
that writing because that's the stuff I find the most fun when writing. No, not the money, buddy.
Yes.
No, Joe told us that didn't kill the battle. It was,
Tatsuo, above all else, is a scared kid. If you had the powers of someone like a common writer, are you going to tell me that you wouldn't be scared shitless? No, because you'd be lying through your fucking teeth.
Unless you are legitimately a psychopath, not in a psychopath, not in like the like the evil way, but the legitimate way of psychopath, like a legit psychopath. Fear is not really something you experience as a psychopath, unless you're a legitimate psychopath in that regard. Not saying there's anything wrong with being one, it's just the common idea of one is very dangerous in all honesty. But that's just because this is also just one of those things where people attribute morality with emotions and stuff like that, and morality being good, but have someone who's amoral but still at least follows you have an idea they are allowed to be completely amoral, and there is just genuinely a history of some awful people throughout history, specifically murders of some variety being psychopaths. It just affects the entire thing. It's one of those fun things of trying to learn your biases and deconstruct them. Anyways. But yeah, you're gonna be afraid with that kind of power, to be honest. You should reasonably kind of fear that kind of power if you're the one who has it. Like, hell, a good hero is one that looks at the power and tries to comprehend it. Legitimately, something like fucking Peter Parker, Superman, all of them, the idea of great power and great responsibility has a reason for existing. If you don't handle that power correctly, it's going to hurt yourself and the people around you care about. Like, I know it's played for jokes, but like legitimately in Dragon Ball, when Goku just pats Chi-Chi on the back and sends her through a building, that kind of power legitimately could do that. And it's kind of terrifying to give to anyone. If you don't hold back correctly, you can hurt a lot of people. I mean, hell, look at the Superior Spider-Man punching off the jaw of a character. That's terrifying.
Scorpion.
Superior.
No, he punched the jaw off of Scorpion, that's what I'm saying.
Scorpion, yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, you kind of... Having fear for that stuff is a good idea. Like, it's a reasonable idea.
And the next day, Katsu looks like he was crying himself to sleep. And
Yay,
he finally tells Akira, Daichi, and Tsuki the truth. Who he is as an individual, and why he's in Japan and why he looks like a Hafu.
He gives the actual proper lore to them, the actual stuff that he kind of always skipped out on and never really thought was relevant, because let's be honest, you don't always tell your friends everything about yourself, especially if you don't feel exactly happy and prideful about it, and his entire situation, to be honest, is a fucking mixed bag of just, well, he kind of had to keep himself secret for his own safety. Hooray for storytelling, and, well, to be the hero of your own story, and to just kind of have to hide away yourself for your own safety, because he shouldn't exist legally.
Yeah, because Tatsuo Sanada isn't his real name. We haven't come up with what his real name is.
Yeah, no.
But
we still haven't figured out his dead name. Yes, this
well,
means Katsuo is trans canonically now. Sorry, Ted, I made him trans.
How could you? Without telling me first.
I'm sorry, but now he's trans because he has a dead name. This is trans humor, everyone. Congratulations.
I found Persona 5 Royal.
Hooray.
What the hell? Don't tell me. Come on, I want to play my game.
I just wanted the souls. Beyond my control. Beyond my control. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
There we go.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for doing the job.
And immediately after, Jake, I love you, but I'm trying to continue what I was saying.
Sorry, I'm getting distracted because I'm still fighting a Gyrototis, so I'm just singing while I'm fighting it.
It's okay. I forgive you. Love you.
Alright, Gyrototis versus Barroth. Go, buddy.
So, the thing is, immediately after all this is going down, Kenji basically, or not Kenji, Katsuo, the team is like, okay, we know the truth, but now we have another issue on our hands. What happened with Eiichi? And that leads to basically a bunch of text, string, and a board.
Basically, a conspiracy board that slowly gets built up. Things that are revelations that are found out, but sadly, nothing coming to the conclusion of like where the origin is. What basically they figure out everything except where did this come from until
Katsuo begins to think. He remembers something that was said on the plane ride. Something about people going missing and monsters appearing shortly after. And Katsuo's like, well, that's odd. But then it clicks. The missing people are becoming the Mimic Riders in some way, shape, or form. As they begin to track down who was going missing and then reappearing suddenly.
like people going missing, temporary reappearing, stuff like that. Though there is a level of a certain dark variety of just... Hey, like I said, this is slightly based off of Amazon's.
Basically, what they learn is those who were going missing and reappearing were the Mimic Riders, but the reason how they were reverting back to their human forms, they were consuming the flesh, and that only lasts 32 hours. During those 32 hours, they don't know what happened.
Still not sure if 32 hours is going to be the limit on that. I don't know, like... there's still like minor things where it's like that has potential to. That's one of those side details that's just more of me being pedantic in my head, though. It's not too important,
Yeah.
but it's just one of those. Might change it. That's not anything hard set yet in my notes personally. Don't know about
But
your
that is
notes.
something that I had in mind where they do revert back for a certain amount of time, and they don't remember.
Yeah, that is part of. That's like in the notes. It's just the actual time limit and stuff like that. Because I don't know if I'll put more or less time in that time limit.
Yeah,
But at least
32 hours is going to be like I'd say is going to be the max amount of time.
yeah.
Okay, either that or it depends on how much flesh.
Yeah, that's another thing. And I do have some ideas that are just part of that, like, there is a, like, this is one of those, like, ideas. This is something more for plot stuff, is like, welcome to me trying to figure out how do we make Reiji monstrous but not complete evil. And one of those is, like, welcome to, here's a real dark idea.
Hmm.
There is always the idea of at least destruct always is usually around the mimic riders whenever they appear, and it's sort of just one of those weird ideas I've had because the man genuinely wants to save the people who become mimics. Like,
We should probably explain why he's turning people into mimics.
effectively, hey, with what we
These
have,
people are dying.
effectively within the own lore with Remembering Lament, it basically Commoner Amazons never happened in this world, but the research that would start Commoner Amazons occurred. So Amazon cells were found, but were found to be too volatile. Then the group that creates Commoner Lament uses these to effectively modify basically create the baseline for the writers. And this leads to the fun thing of basically, yeah, these cells are very much derived from the Amazon cells. It basically makes you have the needs you to eat more food to survive and stuff like that. Then, well, why try not to make something that's more of a baseline thing for people to help with basically a accelerated healing factor or whatnot? Try to heal people. This leads then to, well, the person who becomes destruct, tampering with him and finding, yeah, he can make a lighter version, though there's an unintended side effect which creates mimic riders on accident, basically returning them more towards Amazon cells instead of what they were changed into with their project. Though it's still more stable than Amazon cells, surprisingly. I had like as an idea I've had with like fucking Reiji is he tries to find the mimics before the heroes do and effectively force feed them flesh he probably retrieved from something like a morgue. Yay, grave
Yeah, because
robbing.
the thing is, Reiji's whole thing is the odds justify the means.
Yeah, the ends justify the means. Very much.
Yeah,
He's trying to save these people from whether it be illnesses, injuries, or more that would guarantee death. He is instead trying to create. These people are living on limited time, anyways. So why not try to extend it?
that is why we have said Reiji is not the main villain. He is the antagonist because what he's doing is bad.
But he's trying.
But
He's
his-
trying to help. It's just
Yeah,
his way of helping
deep-
isn't healthy.
Yeah. Deep down, he is inherently a good man. He was just pushed
he
Shut
pushed
up,
himself.
please.
He's he's losing his mind because legitimately they did not realize this, and this is something that's pointed out later in the stories, like by the person who basically modified the Amazon cells. Is, oh god, this actually does have a side effect we didn't fucking realize. We thought we created something that was stable. We created something that is not stable under the continued stress and pressure. In a calm, normal environment and a controlled environment, they're fine. We never stress tested it, and the stress made things worse.
Yeah, no. That's why when the final battle comes about, Katsuo is actually given the chance to kill Reiji. But instead, he extends his hand. And says, I don't want to be like you. Let's end this endless cycle and look towards the future. Because the thing is, the original Team Rement consisted of Reiji, Yamato, Wan's sister who becomes Yamato's wife, and a man by the name of Yamashita. Now, Yamashita becomes the homeroom teacher for Katsuo, Akira, and Suki. He is the reason why he's another reason why Katsuo is so grounded when he becomes Mitz.
I will, if I can quickly say something. I've always imagined how this scene would go. Is I'd like it to basically not effectively. They do find a way to stabilize the cells that Reiji has in his body. Basically, a serum that should allow it to basically create a cure for him. But it's one of those fun things of Katsuo in a moment kind of has to debate if he wants to try to save him or not. And it's one of those where you see the silhouette and it looks like Katsuo is plunging something into his chest. You could assume it would be a blade, but then you realize it's, as I would describe it, have you ever seen like those old school syringes?
I think so.
Like the big ones?
Yes.
The stuff, like one of those that's used for adrenaline, plunged into Reiji's chest instead of a blade. But it looks like he's still stabbing him. But that is him giving Reiji his medicine not in a this is what you deserve, but instead this is what you need. His well-needed medicine.
Like the way I see it, Katsuo is like, this is what you need to save yourself. This is for everything that's happened. This is from the people who care about you. This has everything that you need to... Oh, just a minute. Yeah?
In the back of his head, I wouldn't doubt. In the back of Katsuo's mind, I wouldn't doubt there being a part of him that's like, just, and this is like the darker part of his mind thinking he doesn't deserve this, but instead, another part saying, no, but he needs this. Yeah, he can still have that anger. He can still have a little bit of that anger, but in the end, it's just, no. He doesn't deserve this kindness, but he needs it. Just that level of maybe a little bit of hatred towards him, but not anything that would stop him from doing what's right.
And the thing is, when Katsuo's giving Reiji the cure, he mentions all the names of those who want to go back to the way things were. He mentions Yamato, Juan. We still haven't figured out a name for Juan's sister slash Yamato's wife.
I swear we have one, but I forgot where we placed it, and it's in my notes, and that's on my old computer. I think that's on my old computer. It might have been on a laptop I no longer own, actually. I think it's on a laptop I no longer own. Shit, I deleted it, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I did, basically. Damn it. I need to get
We
better
know
with
it's not a traditional Japanese name because she's not Japanese.
Yeah.
If she is, she's Japanese Hispanic.
Yeah, she's mixed. She's a Hafu. Of a different variety.
And, yeah. And, fuck, what do? Yamashita. He mentions all the names of those who were part of Project Lament. Those who cared about Reiji and didn't want this to happen. And the thing is, with this kind of moment, Reiji realizes that Kato's who Reiji should have been. Who he could have been if he didn't fall off the path. And likewise, Reiji is someone Kato could have been if he let the power get to him. That's why we're going to write and have Kato say, let's end the cycle of pain and suffering and look towards the future. It's Katsuo's character fully realizing who he is as a person. He isn't some god with godlike powers. He's a kid. A kid with the power to change the world. And one of my favorite moments is the final scene. Like, Daichi has already graduated from high school because he's a year older than the trio. So the story ends with Katsuo, Akira, and Suki graduating, and they're having a party at the Den, which is a restaurant that Yamato owns.
A Taste of America. Little, basically American diner.
Well, it's more of a hangout spot for kids with an arcade, but with American-style food.
Yeah, it's more just a diner style place, though. That's always been
Yeah.
the thing I see it as, and the thing I've always wrote it
But
with the intention of.
But we also compared it more to the Thieves' Den in Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah.
That's why I said it has more than just the diner.
Yeah. I always think of it as the diner first and foremost, though, personally.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And so all throughout the story, there's a running joke where Akira and Daichi make fun of Katsuo because it's obvious that he has a thing for Suki.
The world's worst kept secret. A crush of a teenage boy.
And the thing is, it's revealed that Suki also has a crush on Katsuo.
Hey, you two should kiss.
Okay, ASDF.
Yeah, thank you for calling it out.
You're welcome.
I need to find a clip for something because that is also another thing I think would just be funny, but I can't. I need to find it. That's a thing for future, Jake.
You can access your specialized tools.
So,
You can access
like,
specialized tools from the item bar.
they have a moment on the roof, the same roof that Katsuo admitted that he wanted. He doesn't know if he has the strength to kill a man.
They came to the conclusion, no, he does not.
But that's okay. Right?
I mean, hey, if he couldn't muster up the strength to do it, and the strength wasn't needed in the first place.
And so the thing is, the moment's very cheesy, and Katsuo just being the bumbling fool he is, he just admits it right then and there. And Suki reciprocates his feelings, and they have a loving moment before heading back. And the final shot, if this was a series, the final shot is teammates, the riders and their closest allies, taking a picture together, and for the first time,
A big goofy smile. He's had small smiles, but no, this one is just the biggest, toothiest grin he could muster.
because the thing is, in America, he had family, he had grandparents who took care of him, but deep down he knew it was a matter of time before they were going to pass away.
You can't rely on some people. You can't rely on them living forever. That'll suck when that
And-
occurs for me.
Yes. But upon coming to Japan, he found a stable environment where he doesn't have to be afraid. He has a best friend who is willing to call him out on his bullshit when he's about to do something stupid. He has someone who will call him stupid if he does something stupid.
He will have someone who will support him and guide him in ways that he wasn't aware of.
The thing about if I had to describe the dynamic between Katsuo and Daichi in one way, it's Josuke and Rohan.
Yeah, I don't know why he stabbed his finger in that one scene, but I mean, hell, Daichi had to stab his finger to prove a point.
Yeah, it's Daichi. He's very crazy like that. The thing is, but the whole thing with their Katsuo and Daichi's dynamic is they're both too prideful to admit when they are wrong. It is that sense of Katsuo will admit that he's wrong, but not in front of Daichi, and the same goes for Daichi himself.
They will admit they're wrong, but they're both too stubborn with each other. They have specifically a weird rivalry and pride that only applies to the two of them with each other. It's that friend you can't let be right.
Pretty fucking much.
Hell, as we'll fucking admit, this is based off our friend Zach slightly with that thought process and that thing, but because there is still an infamous moment between the three of us, which is you own a Blu-ray player.
No, so to give you, this was mentioned in one of the, I think, the last Elden Ring stream we did.
Yeah.
Where I brought up the fact that one of his most pig-headed moments was him asking how much a Blu-ray player would be. Now, the thing is, this happened during a previous Bloodborne stream that happened a few years ago. I think it was like 2019, 2018.
It might be on. Is it on Animal Farm? It might be on Animal Farm.
I don't think so, because this was before Animal Farm.
Yeah, and then it might be.
I think it was more so on Jeff's channel.
Yeah, it might have been on Crab Boy. It might have been on Crab Boy.
I don't think it was on the Deer King.
Well, he did take down a lot of those streams beforehand, so that's one of those things where they're just lost now.
But basically, I was in this stream and I'm just at the time I didn't have Bloodborne, so my thing was reading the comments, and I'm like, what do you mean? How much is a Blu? You have a Blu-ray player, and he was denying that he did. I'm like, Zach, you're playing on it right now.
Yeah, it's just us like saying no, you own Uno, dumbass. It's basically, it's just straight up like it's not. It's one of those. It's akin to the bit of you have Uno. It came with the Xbox, but more or less like no, you have. And then it became a question of like, well, how is like. I think it then just became a thing of like, okay, so who knows that a PlayStation was a Blu-ray player? All of us making fun of him for it because all of us knew, like, I'm like, yeah, they've been Blu-ray players since the PlayStation 3, which you also own. But he could not, he could not admit he was in the wrong. He
Like,
couldn't.
Daichi is very much the whole dynamic between Daichi and Katsuo is very much based off of Zach and I. Like, we would just refuse to admit when we were wrong,
Yeah.
and
It's
I
just
will admit to that.
It's just one of those things, and it's the fact of I'm the person who could, at any point, though, I'll say this. I'm the one who could, like, anytime he needed something to be just proven wrong or break him, I could do it so well. It's
I
one of
remember
those,
when
I
you
have pride in it.
I remember how you outlawed him with Bloodborne.
Yeah, like, it's one of those where I remember, like, there's like, I can remember most things, but I remember everything, like, unless I truly get the desire to learn all of it, it's fuzzy, but it's one of those I listened to Zach talk about it enough to the point of I got that bug in me to look into it a bit more, and I found like some information where it's like, oh no, this and this are you're going off of stuff that is speculated, but we found more evidence for this being the outcome of it. And just me end up doing that where I could just pull the stronger, like your information isn't wrong, it's just not what is more support. This is supported more.
But you outlawed him with I think it was the Hunter's Mark.
I know it was within one of the runes.
Yeah, because he wanted to get a tattoo, and and he wanted to get a tattoo on his ankle.
It was, yeah, he wanted to get it on his body. He was like, he wanted to get the beast rune, and I was the one. I think
Okay, it was the Beast Rune.
I think, yeah, the beast rune, and I suggested he get it on the left leg where or no, what was it? He get it on the leg where the hunters inject the blood, because of the description of it, of I think the old hunter legs armor, basically saying they had the belt wrapped on it to prevent the beast from crawling up their leg. One moment.
Yeah.
Old hunter armor. Bloodborne, and I think it was because I said it's the right leg. He said it was the left leg actually, and I'm like, no, go to the old hunter trousers, put them on. The belt is on the right leg. And he got mad at me, but he couldn't. But because I was able to just outdo him in the lore a little bit. I'm going to fight Tobokadachi. I'm going to progress the story. Fighting Toby. But yeah, I basically called him out on that with the lore being, yeah, it's the right leg that you're supposed to get the to get the tattoo on if you're going to represent the beast clawing up the leg of a hunter.
But at least I had the right idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just remember how like the Blu-ray player debacle. And he was like, Jake will back me up on this. There's no way the PS4 is a Blu-ray player.
And then I point out, and if you didn't have a Blu-ray player with the PS4, you own a PS3 because you still play Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, don't you, Zach? And at that point, he just got it. Like, at that point, yeah, it was just both of us basically just judge. Because, yeah, if you own a PS4, PS3, or PS5 with the disc thing on it, congratulations, you own a Blu-ray player.
And if you have a PS5, you own an Ultra HD player.
Wait, it plays Ultra HD stuff?
Yeah.
Huh. The more
Wait,
I
you
learn.
didn't know this?
Look, I haven't used it for that function. I know it's a Blu-ray player, and now I know it's that. Neat. It's a
Yeah, no,
background
it can
detail
play
from-
4K Ultra HD.
Oh. Oh yeah, that I did know. I did know it has the 4K stuff. I just didn't. I guess the thing I learned is not that that 4K is called Ultra HD then, because I knew it had the 4K stuff. I just didn't know that's called Ultra HD. Think I know where to go for this one. Let's see. Probably which area would it likely be in? I'm gonna probably want to go up, I think. But I didn't know 4K is Ultra HD, so that's what I learned.
Yeah, no, it's something that because I have watched my copy of the Snyder Cut and like other stuff that I have.
But yeah, it was one of those where it's just he was not willing to waver, admit defeat in what he was saying, even though he was factually wrong. Because he doesn't like
Yeah.
being proved wrong, and that's kind of what inspired the character.
And there is going to be a scene for Mitts where there is a theming element with how they get their powers, and same with their final forms. When they get their powers, it's the death of their old selves. With their final forms, it's the death of what made them weak.
Death of what held them back.
And the thing that made Daichi weak is his unable to admit when he is wrong and admit that Kato is the best person to be the leader of this group. It is one of my favorite moments because it represents who these characters are. They are teenagers. They're pig-headed.
As I would just, if I were to go to another source of media, it's basically, and here's the thing. You know what's a funny thing about Vegeta? Is his entire story is about letting go of his goddamn pride. And it's basically the Vegeta letting going of his pride in that moment. My pride, I wish I were a carrot. Alright.
I wanna be a Super Saiyan!
I wanna. meanwhile, I'm just shotgunning a Tobakadachi in the face.
Like, there is always a theming element with how the characters get their final forms. With Katsuo, what made him weak was his inability to see that someone was suffering. And that has always angered him, because he's like, I have this power for a reason. Why can't I use it to save someone who is suffering?
The real power was the friends he made along the way. I mean, like, partially that, unironically, that is kind of it, but...
I mean, yeah. With Akira, it's his ability to let go of how people perceive him and just doing what he does best. Fighting for who he cares about. And that's something that happens quite a bit. With Daichi, we already mentioned, it's admitting that Katsuo is the strongest of them all.
It's also letting go of the idea that basically a reliance on, and this is just one of those things of always being the smartest. No, he can't rely on always being the smartest. Sometimes he just needs to full on, as I will jokingly say, is just embrace saying fuck it. Like, throw away that idea of needing to plan and be always like 15 steps ahead. Throw away your pride. Just do something stupid and embarrassing and pray it works effectively. Trust your instinct, trust your gut, and going with that.
And with Suki, it's like she's always relying on Katsuo, Akira, and Daichi. So during hers, she is fighting solo while the others are, while Daichi is like, because there's a joke that we had where Katsuo and Akira are a few points behind before they can pass their class. So they asked Daichi to tutor them.
And meanwhile, while they're in the... I'd like to imagine in this scenario, while yeah, she is going through hell, which sucks, it's because, well, they're studying, they need the help, and they tried to keep using their phones to the point where it's just, nope, we're taking the phones away, we have to focus on this 100%, and that's it.
Not knowing that, like, it's screwing with Suki.
Yeah, their friend is in danger, and they're not aware of it. They're focused on something else, and it just happens to happen at the worst time possible.
And even Daichi isn't aware of this.
Yeah.
So when Suki realizes that she's doing this solo,
no one's to point to something else. It's basically to go with the DBZA jokes, because that's what's going, because we're making those constantly now, I guess. It's the scene of Gohan going basically Super Saiyan of no one to help me. If no one's here to help me, then I'll do it myself.
And
I'll push beyond what I've wanted to before. I have to, because there's no other option.
The thing is, there is another game that very much inspired Commoner Myths, and that is Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah, because we're nerds. We're nerds. We're just going to include all our stuff we like.
And because these characters are weapons themselves, they have they when they get their final forms, they aren't equipped with weapons. The suit gives them weapons. And so, all four of them get a weapon of the main four characters of Three Houses. Kazo gets an arm blade that turns into a whip, similar to the sword of the creator.
However, I have pointed out, like, it also could just work for the grappling hook idea. Pull them in close. Get over here.
The thing is, Kato would say that because he is a nerd.
Yeah, it's one of those jokes that I have like run by is like we need him to use it in a like basically like Scorpion.
Akira, he's armed with something similar with arm blades, but they're longer and are more in line with the spear, similar to what Dimitri uses.
Yep. Ironically, the guy who probably gets the utmost and personal gets a weapon that's better at keeping enough of a range on your enemy.
Akira gets like a arm equipped bow gun.
Yep.
And Suki, she gets an axe in some way. We just haven't figured out how to incorporate that.
Because my thought process still is like, and this is just very much how I see things, is just, I've always imagined it akin to something, the other idea was, what was the other idea we ran by? Because I know it was something else, where it was just like, if we don't go full Three Houses, that we could also do in reference, if we're doing Three Houses, because, Edelgard stuff is, Serios, which is Rhea, and her weapon is the sword and shield, and that was another idea I ran by as an idea. And if we're going with an axe, we could make it basically a fucking charge axe, because I'm a charge blade. Where the shield is attached to the sword and becomes basically an axe through that. Because, hey, I like including references to Monster Hunter, because I like Monster Hunter. Hey, who knew? He says while streaming Monster Hunter.
How long have you been streaming at this point, dear Jacob?
According to this, we have been streaming for... We have been streaming for the last 3 hours.
Damn.
And I've only made moderate progress in the story. Then again, I've been focusing on side quests.
Yeah. And while that's been going on, I've been trying to find Persona 5 Royal. Which I'm playing it right now.
I literally look over to Discord and I see it says you're playing Persona.
Yeah. It's been a while since I played it.
Yeah, nerd.
Says the nerd.
Says, hi kettle, meet pot.
I swear, people hurt us. They think we hated each other at times.
I mean, we can get on each other's nerves. Let's be honest, we've had our own fights too.
But they're few and far between.
Yeah, there's a reason why when we first met and, like, my mom saw the two of us just hang out, she's like, oh, they are just two peas in a pod.
They are quite literally the same person.
Yeah, it's just the two of us interacting and hanging out. It was just obvious that, yeah, we're just... Oh, no wonder they're friends. They are just two peas in a pod. Because I know that was one of those... I know you trust them, but you've never met them, and you got to be at least a little cautious. Like, trust me, I'm pretty sure I should be fine with this person. Then it's just us hanging out at the house, and everyone... It all just made sense of, oh, no wonder they're friends. They are just two peas in a pod.
Yeah, you're the East... It's either... you're the East Coast Ted, or I'm the... Wait. No, you're the West Coast Ted, or I'm the East Coast Jacob. I'm like, wait. No, other way around.
North is south, and south is north. Still kind of funny.
It's either... Oh, wait, there's another option for how we could do, Suki's, weapon.
What was that?
Basically like something like a scythe,
Yeah,
like her or like a hook blade on her wrist.
yeah. And I have now upgraded the kitchen. The meat is bigger. More meat, Ted. More meat.
Meaty.
Meat. The ultimatum.
Okay, regular show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you surprised that I knew that reference?
Look, you're the person who likes binging with Babish, so
Okay, that's fair.
look. I'd expect
Babish is amazing.
I'd expect it to work.
I also watch Joshua Weissman.
Right.
You know what cooking show I enjoy?
Hold nothing back.
Huh.
Cooking with Jeff. I know he says you shouldn't watch it, but I still find it funny.
There's other ones like it's QCP. He's an Italian American.
Yeah.
There's Chef Rush. Now, do you know anything about Chef Rush?
No, I'm trying to remember the one guy. There's one guy that I know of that is like a chef that I remember hearing about. That apparently, oh God, I can't remember it. Sorry, I'm terrible. I'm getting
Chef Rush is
scatterbrained.
So you're being your usual self.
And it's more like I'm getting to the point where I know I'm probably going to stop streaming and everything in a moment.
Well, Chef Rush is the former White House chef. Who's also on MasterChef.
Ba-dum ba-dum, ba-bum ba-bum, ba-dum ba-bum. That's Master
There's also
Chief.
Albert. Yeah, no. uh, there's also Albert can cook. But of those, I prefer to watch Joshua Weissman and Babish.
Yeah. You know
Like
something.
Joshua Weiss. Oh,
You know
go
something
ahead.
I don't like. This is just me going to be saying something stupid. Just if I ever do go over to the East Coast, I want to uh do something with Jeff that I know he's gonna be like, why? But I want to do a cooking with Jeff, but just do baking with him and just bake cookies with him. And tell him I want you to edit this, Jeff. This will be something I ask you to do, please.
Oh God.
Because I actually I do like baking. I need to do it more. You know what the most annoying thing is about, like, this is one of those, I would probably do it more if it weren't for one detail. You know what that is? I
Huh.
would bake so much more if I didn't
Oh, I
have to
love
worry
cook.
about cleaning up afterwards.
Oh, the thing is, I love cooking and baking.
I hate cleaning up though, and it's one of those.
Oh, same.
It's one of those, especially just because if I do it, I know I need to clean it up before, like, because my mom wants to. My mom is a person who keeps the kitchen clean,
Yeah, no, I get that.
and I know if I don't do that, it will be a problem.
Okay, I'll be right back. I need to get something to drink so I can start taking my meds.
Yeah.
I got pop pills.
Hooray for medication. Remember, kids, don't do drugs unless prescribed by your local,
Yeah.
unless prescribed by your doctor. In which case, do drugs prescribed by your doctor.
I'll be right back.
Anyways, I got the pulsar shooter, and with that, I got myself a Wyvern Snipe Pierce Bowgun. For those that are wondering what I'm doing, hi, I'm trying to... So with this game, you got different ammos for bowguns. My goal is to just make piercing, because for longer monsters, really good thing to have for Pierce. Ability to hit multiple times at a monster. Bigger monsters are going to have more stuff you need to hit. So, yay Pierce weapons. I'm not going to use them. I'm choosing Wyvern Snipe because Wyvern Snipe is a one major hit that does a lot of damage, which is better than multi minor hits that are caused by the Wyvern Heart. Basically, Wyvern Heart is a Rambo where you hit a bunch of times, but Wyvern Snipe is better because you can just get one solid hit, get a ton of damage off. Not that much though. It's not much, not too important, but it's something really nice and important to do. And I'm going to capture a Baroth because I need to do these missions. I can get my stuff. If you ever have the option in this game to do something, if you don't know what to do, do the request quest. The request quest will allow you to get a lot of nice stuff unlocked. And also, welcome back.
Thank you, my dear Jacob.
Yeah. I'm probably with this, I'm probably going to kill the Anjanath. And once I do that, I'm going to say that's probably where I'm going to call the stream. But first, I'm going to do one more mission before I go Anjanath hunting.
But, yeah, no. So, one of my favorite parts of Katsuo's ending as a character is he becomes an English teacher at his own alma mater. So, after everything went down,
I forgot.
Yamashita actually becomes the principal of Kosei Academy, I think we had it be called.
I believe so. You're the one that has more notes on that stuff than I do.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And so...
Look, we both have notes on different details that we're focusing on.
Fair enough. Anyway, just a minute.
Nope, I missed the shot.
Good job.
Oh well.
So, Yamashita decides to allow Katsuo become an English teacher for Kosei. And the thing is, Katsuo accepts it, and if a student is having trouble, he tutors them at the Den, which he also owns. He becomes the new owner of the Den after Yamato retires.
I mean, I'll be honest, I imagine Yamato doesn't ever truly retire from that place, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
It's like one of those, yes, officially I'm retired, however, I'm going to keep coming in to do this because I know that kid cannot handle the shop on his own.
So the thing is, there's even going to be a quote-unquote movie chapter. And so it focuses on... There is a joke that is one of my favorites. And basically, at this point in time, it's been 5 years since the ending of Mix. So Katsuo is still going to college to get his teaching degree, but he's working full-time at the Den. He has a regular who orders the same thing every day, and one time Katsuo decides that he's not going to use his enhanced strength to open a jar of pickles. And he attempts to do it, and it's like one of the funniest things. This regular manages to do it and just leaves. And he's like, "Fool, wait, get back here!" Yes, it turns out that the regular is Isamu Fuwa.
I mean, there is a joke within Remembering Lament, because I do include 01s as the firearm that one of the character uses, Juan Kubo, the character I basically am the one that writes for most of. It straight up says, yeah, his firearm is Zaya. Because they do make weapons alongside others, as I even have in the fucking thing. well, most people know Zaya for the domestic products. I do know that they do make a lot of weapon-based equipment and other military stuff. I mean, hell, it's like Boeing. You think of their planes, but you kind of forget. Oh yeah, they also make military planes, like Texas Instruments and their calculators, and the fact that they work on the stuff
Instruments.
for the Javelin.
Yeah. Like, one of my favorite. So the thing is, Zero One is mentioned quite a bit throughout the story of MITS, especially the first couple of chapters. So in the first chapter, Katsu was reading an article about Hidan Intelligence's president passing away, referencing the idea that it's Korinosuke, but Fukoze Jun, I think that was the name.
Yeah, the son, the father of the main character.
No, grandfather.
I thought it was because I thought with what we came up with, it was timeline wise the son passing away, and that was at least because
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. My mistake. I apologize.
yeah, because the fact is we're not like the plot of Zero One is going to be in a couple years, but it's just one of those we never hear about his dad, so it's just a offhanded comment of like how we have it be like
Outside of the movie.
yeah.
And basically, it's like one of the side characters, who is actually Akira's grandmother, worked in Daybreak Town. And was there when when the Ark just blew shit up.
Yeah.
So she hates Kamen Riders.
Because, well, Matsubo Genrai look like writers, to be honest.
I mean, Metro Jinrai are a group of writers.
Yeah, but they aren't writers. You get what I'm saying. But yeah,
So
that's
her
at least
disdain for Kamen Riders comes from that moment. It isn't until Katsuo, so basically, the team's identity is kind of revealed.
it's the fun things of just yeah. Look, it's the as I would describe it, it's the I hate superheroes. I hate Spider-Man Jonah level of that. But then once it's just I learn it's Peter Parker. Oh, I didn't know. I mean, that is kind of the inspiration I'm pointing towards that with that. But that's just
Yeah.
how I see it. And I'm only half the equation in how this story gets written out.
Yeah.
That's at least what I point to for my inspiration on certain things like that.
Yeah.
They're menaces.
So-
They only hurt people.
But as soon as she found out that her own grandson was also a Kamen Rider, she realizes she was wrong. And Katsuo has been doing everything to make sure Akira comes home safe.
Like, there's still going to be that level of distrust in the back of their mind still, but it's just one of those where
So initially, Akira's grandmother hates Katsuo because Katsuo calls her an old hag.
yeah, on the airplane.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where he doesn't realize until later a bit in.
It's that fun thing of it's a small world. And I have made an
It's a
enemy of
small
someone I
world.
care. It's one of those where you kind of just it's kind of derived at that, like, oh yeah, you insult a person on your way to work, and then you find out that person you insulted was your boss.
It's a small world after all.
It's a small world. I'm kind of fucked. Come on, Mighty Buddy. Come here. Mighty Buddy, just come here. Please come here. Take one more step forward, please. One more step. Come on, get over
But,
here. Take a step.
Over the course of
Take a
Katsuo's
step.
journey, she
Take a
actually
step. Thank you.
she warms up to Katsuo. And Tatsu warms up to her.
But yeah, it's just I know certain things in the timeline for sure with me. I make sure that my timeline is nice and orderly in certain particular ways. Because I like to make sure my references are lined up.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to make references, I want them to be accurate references. Because
But there's
as we kind of have it, yeah, basically this is a world where almost every Kamen Rider story has basically occurred,
in some way, shape, or form.
except for and the only ones that like are not a part of this for sure are Amazon's, because
That's its own continuity.
that's just too much.
It's also the fact that, again, it's its own continuity.
Yeah, but we still make reference to it, and we have the like. I think where the hell was that? Because I remember writing this. Yeah, Yam and Ray both agreed the projected plan by this pharmaceutical company was developed by someone who was, and I quote, batshit insane and probably wanted to watch a game of Predator and Prey, but with humans because he got bored and kept watching the animals let's see. Fuck. Sorry, dyslexia and it's my tongue typing.
No,
And I quote,
I know it.
batshit insane and probably wanted to watch a game of Predator and Prey with humans because he got bored of watching the animals he kept in his fight zoo. I still question what Yam meant when he meant by fight zoo. Anyways, I fucking love that joke because that is a multi-layered joke in some regards. Fucking loved. And if you know where I got the fight zoo line from, yeah, it wasn't. I'm not hiding that one. Like, that one is not subtle. If you know, it's just a slap in the face.
And the thing is, there's so the Mates quote unquote movie teases a possible series sequel story that Jake and I had in mind called Tarot.
That one's more of a thing that I think you've been that's more of a you story more than anything.
But it's something that we were both working on.
Yeah, I've been your rubber ducky for it, if you know that.
Yeah.
Basically, he's bounced ideas off me for it, but
Are we heading out?
And the thing is about this story is it's very much just Kamen Rider Ryuki mixed with JoJo in the sense that each character is based off of a different tarot card, except for the main character who has two tarot cards. Those being the Fool, which is his base power, and the World. Now, each rider would have a special ability that is unique to them. The Fool doesn't have a unique ability to themselves, but he's referred to as the Wild Card. Yes, very much Persona. Hint, hint.
it's almost like we're nerds that really like certain series and will continue to reference them.
Yes.
Walk like an Egyptian.
Our number one priority is to secure the base by taking out that encroaching Anjanath. Use everything at your
Done.
And so, as the wild card, he has the power to mimic other powers. And so the thing is, he makes it his job to unite the riders together. But the big bad erases him from the mind of everyone except for the other riders. And he is revived with the power of the world.
So with this power, he can stop time and summon steamrollers.
No. With the power of the world, he can take fate into his own hands. The thing is, the main character of Taro, he's not Japanese in any way. He is actually a French exchange student.
So that means he's a coward and he surrenders all the time.
No, he pushes forward with conviction.
That sounds more like a Canadian thing.
I mean, is there a difference?
Yes, one commits way more war crimes.
And which one's that?
Never look into the history of Canada during World War One.
Touche. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so, by the end of Taro, much like a lot of the Persona games, he has to leave. But he makes a promise to visit from time to time.
He'll write them letters, he'll visit.
The reason, how this is all connected to myths is
The Nazis.
the main antagonist. No.
I mean, like, that is a joke, but there is a level of truth to it, but I'm not going to explain further.
Yeah, no. The main antagonist of Taro is actually a voice that Kato heard when he first became the Rider. And he deems humanity unworthy because the Nazis are still there.
Look, I'm sorry, but the U.S. does, in fact, not to get too political, but... Okay, I'm joking, but if you're a fan of Kamen Rider as a series, it's going to be obvious what we're probably referencing to. I'm not going to say any more, but I'm not going to hide the fact, yeah, hey, I'm trying to learn Kamen Rider lore, and when I found this detail, I'm like, Ted, we're including them in this, we're including them.
And so the main antagonist, who is basically God, quote unquote, he's not actually God, it's just a manifestation of how people see God. But it's also, so the main character frequently goes to a diner, and it just is like, he basically meets Suki and Katsuo. And they're like, so you're the new rider? Have fun!
They just know this is not our story to get involved in, but we know that this story is going on. We're keeping eyes if things get too bad, but we kind of have our own thing to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, Katsuo isn't going to just leave it up to these kids, because some of them are kids, some of them are adults. But he's like, just know if things get out of hand, let me know. We'll be there to help out.
If you need a hand, we'll help, but for the most part, this is your story. We can't give you all the answers. Congrats, you're a character in a story. You can't just be given here's the instant answer. Ah!
Ah!
Oh god, I'm gonna faint. I'm gonna faint.
Oh yeah, I'm also now at the part where Ryuji awakens to become a pirate.
Har, fiddle me dee. Being a pirate is so fun to be. Do what you want, cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
You are a pirate.
Har, lay at the mast.
The thing is, Jake.
Yeah.
I was hoping you'd do that.
Look, Lazy Town has some bangers, I won't lie.
We are number one.
This'll go down in history. I'll be honest, I don't know why, a couple of weeks ago, I actually was just going through Lazy Town songs that are like, I just enjoy. Because I'm creating a playlist for a character, and one of the I'm including dumb jokes with this character. And I was like, should I include some Lazy Town? I'm like, I'm going to look through the songs, see if any fit the character. In the end, I came to the conclusion, no. But instead, I did at least include a Metal Gear song, which is Love Deterrence, the fucking most anime shit in all of Metal Gear, in my opinion. If any of you have ever played Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, congratulations. It is one of my favorite Monster Hunter games. You know, it's one of those things I really hope for, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it. Okay, so you know how they created the fucking Metal Gear collection for Metal Gears, 1 through 3, the HD collection?
Yeah, I actually owned it at one point.
I really want them to do that, but I want them to do it with basically 4 Peace Walker, and I don't know if they'd do 5, but like get 4 Peace Walker and the Portable Ops games. If they just redo the Portable Ops games,
what a thrill!
And maybe Metal Gear Solid 5, I guess. I mean, you could
is Phantom Pain.
And with that,
Metal Gear Solid 5, that's the Phantom Pain.
Yes. Like, just include all of that, and if they do it, I really would love to... Like, I have a friend who got into Metal Gear because the HD collection, and my favorite thing is him realizing, oh my god, Jake was just making constant Metal Gear references, and me being like, yeah, I don't hide my memes.
Memes, the DNA of the soul.
And he was like genuinely surprised how much was just me unabashedly just doing Metal Gear jokes. And it's one of the where I hope that they do an HD HD remake of Peace Walker. I really want to do the Monster Hunter fights with him and see like, yeah, welcome to Monster Hunter. Yes, I know it's going to be Peace Walker, but I want to play Monster Hunter with him in that way. If they actually do remake it, I wonder if they'd actually include an updated Rathalos model, or if they're just going to keep it from the same. I don't think Konami would do too
You want to
much.
know what's one game I want to be remastered?
What's one game you want to be remastered?
It's actually 2 games, but it's made by it has the same kind of style. Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and Spider-Man Edge of Time.
That's the one where you can play as Spider-Man 2099, right?
Edge of Time, yes.
Yeah.
With Shattered Dimensions, it's amazing 2099. Noir, and Ultimate, which is the symbiote.
Yeah, and as people have said, it's basically Spider-Verse before Spider-Verse.
Yeah, the thing is, before Shattered Dimensions, the only time we got a Spider Verse is in the Spider Wars arc in the '90s Spider-Man series.
Yeah. Oh God, I hope I'm not racist. I hope I'm not the racist Spider-Man.
But yeah, no. The thing is, I fucking loved Shattered Dimensions. It was like one of my favorite games growing up. Like, okay, when it comes to superhero games, I had a few. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Spider-Man on GameCube, which is based off of the first movie. The aforementioned Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time. Arkham Origins. And that's actually it.
Hey, I just killed him with this wyvern snipe. Hell yeah, I killed an Anjanath. Now, next thing I have to do is going to be the Zora Magdaros, and that's probably what we're going to open up on next stream with. But yeah, I want them to
Let me know when you do that so I can join. Let me know when you're done a stream again so I can join.
Yeah, try to, if you can, while you're, like, I'll say this, if you get the free time and you don't want to stream, like, you can, try to get up to the point where you can fight Zora Magdaros for your story if possible. Which will have to get up to the point where you kill Anjanath on your own. I'll join you if you, I will say, I probably won't be streaming for, like, I'm going to be up in Reno for legitimately like a week and a half, I think. Because, yeah, I'm going up on the 18th, and I won't be back until, like, the 27th. Because, going up for basically a service for, my father that we are going to be having in Reno for those that couldn't come down to Vegas for the initial one, and then it's going to be like try to remember if I think it's going to be what is it, Grandpa Bill's 100th birthday, I think is what we're going to.
I don't know, but it's after midnight. It's midnight for you.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, I will say there's a legitimate question in my own family of how long our lifespans are, because so far most times it's outside forces that take us, and the ones that have been living pretty damn long so far. Like my grandma is, I think, older than fucking Trump is, if my memory is correct. I forget how, but she is like still kicking ass really good.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those, yeah, no, my fam, and it's like, we're going towards, I think, one of, I don't know if it's one of her cousins, or if it's one of her uncles. I think it's her uncle. Because we're going to Uncle Bill's birthday, and he's going to be 100, so, like, her uncles are still alive. My grandma's like,
well, after you're done streaming, you want to keep talking for a little bit?
After this, I'm probably going to bed, to be honest. I'm tired.
Okay.
But I'll be honest, with my family, like, they can live up to 100. Like, the ones that have been living have been, like, getting up to 100 on my mom's side of the family. The only reason my great-grandma passed away was because of cancer.
Which happens.
Yeah, and she was, like, I don't know if my grandma's older than her own mother, but, like, if she's surpassed her own mother's age. Like I said, my family is, like, most of my family members are pretty damn long-lived. I mean, hell, my Grandpa Bob is still kicking around pretty damn well. So that's just him very much just being a fucking, like, he's doing good, and
an absolute unit.
Yeah, the man's been like, the man, my grandpa is not the kind of person to age gracefully. It's part of the reason why when I hear people say I look like a young version of him, I'm nervous about me getting older.
I'm sorry, that's hilarious to think about.
Because I think I've posted the photo of my grandma and grandpa, right?
I believe so.
And yeah, like Jeff made the comment, everything in that is just so gray or brown, was it? Yeah, everything's just really brown. But like, the man has been surviving for a while. And I'm hoping that, like, I do not have that, ungraceful aging that he's had. I doubt he'll ever see this, nor will any of my family, so I'm just gonna be blunt with it. It's kind of a dickish thing to say, but, like, it's the truth. I'm just nervous if I do end up, like, if I end up aging like he does.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But just one of those. That's just me being me.
Yeah, and it happens.
Yeah. Anyways, to anyone who's watching, have a good night. Stay safe. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. If it's a holiday, happy whatever holiday it is. And in the meantime, until next time, hey Ted, can you say something about something involving a flip?
I was going for the flop.
Alright, we'll see you on the flip.
Or the flop side.
I guess this is going to be the weird thing where if I'm on your stream, I'll basically say the flop side. If you're on my stream, you'll say the flop side, I guess.
Yep, that sounds about right.
You know what we should do?
What?
I think it should be, we'll see you on the flop.
Or flip side.
Alright, and with that,